Merry Christmas!
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
This is your host, Chris.
No! God, please, no! No!
I know, I'm sorry, but he's cheap and available.
How rude.
How very rude. Good afternoon. And I'm saying it's good because we've not kicked off yet. How the devil are you? Welcome along. Again, I wasn't going to do this, but I've had a few days off, had a bit to drink, and to be honest with you, I feel a little bit better. So here we are again, suckers for punishment. I think you'll find. Let me just bring the team up, and we will come on to that in a bit more detail once Bradders joins us. He's going to be a little bit late. He's probably been working this morning, poor lad. Vardy Brenette back for Leicester. Little Matter De Bruyne back for Manchester City. And let's be honest with you, is it not a case of if a team is struggling and they want a good result, play Leicester? I do feel it gets like that. It's the Watchalong. Leicester City versus Manchester City. We are in the relegation zone. I don't think it's going to change today, but look, hey, you never know.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch-Along Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? Right, let's just catch up with a few comments first. Wayne was in first. Hello, Wayne. How are you doing? Looking forward to catch up with you later, mate. Afternoon, Chris and all. The sun's out at the KP and Wilson Brown instead of FaZe. Nice. Anybody that knows I'm not FaZe's greatest fan. I think he believes his own publicity, to be honest with you. Craig, hi Craig, how the devil are you? Gray is in. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, Chris. Thank you very, very much. It's actually nice to be back. I've taken control of my life. There might be less shows in the new year because, quite honestly, I was doing something like 7 shows a week. It was absolutely ridiculous. You know, whilst I love doing them, wasn't getting with that and the radio, I wasn't really getting any free time. So nice. Thank you for your kind words, Gray. Anybody in? Yeah, let's smash those likes. Let's see if we can get to 50 ASAP. Good side Rude has picked. I'm going to put what Kate's said up in a second, but I think from what's available at the moment, I think it probably is about the best. Nate, hello, Nate, all the way from America. How are you doing? Good morning to you. Good evening to you. Well, it's afternoon here. I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. A few bits to drink. And I can't take the piss out of Brad's hoodie anymore because my kids, and this is their sense of humour, I don't know where they get it from, having seen me take the piss out of Brad's hoodie, when they got me one for Christmas. But I'm not wearing it for the show. I'm not wearing it for the show. Here we go again, indeed. Yeah, afternoon. Everybody saying hello to everyone else. We did some good things against Paul, Chris. Yes, look, I thought it was going to be a cricket score. I'm not going to lie to you. And it wasn't. So that was some good news. Stefan is in. Hello. No, Gray. You've got it wrong. I am awesome. And that's what makes the shirt awesome. Come on. I do actually like it. I do. Helen, hi from Wisconsin. Hi, Helen. How are you? All the way from America. Good afternoon to you, and good. I guess it's morning. Is it to you? Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. I had to sort of I've reassessed my life. I'm doing less radio, less on the football, more for me. I can't remember. Why would I expect anything less of you, Gray? I don't know. And Yvonne, afternoon, Chris, and all my heart is for Leicester, but you never know with football. I do believe the checkbook will be out in January. It needs to be. I actually got told, I was on Talk Sport earlier. I don't know if anybody heard me on the warm-up with Max Rushton and Barry Glendenning. And I actually got told off for saying poo too much. Well, they asked me about Danny Ward, didn't they? And I had to sort of say that the defence, and I mentioned poo a few you. Apparently, you can't say poo on the radio. And I did say, well, I'm saying poo because you don't allow me to say, I nearly said it, but the other word. But there we go. Love it, Chris. Yes, you are awesome. As long as you know, as long as you accept that, Gray. Right, let's have a look and see what our friend Kate had to say. Here we go. The team was announced, and this is what Kate had to say.
Hello. I'm not very well today, so excuse me for looking like a bag of chips. Seeing the team, I actually think personally that's the best team we have available right now. I'm happy to see Bilal and Buana not play together because I think they're our best players on the ball by a mile. Hopefully we'll be able to create something. Like everybody, I think Vestergaard versus Haaland gives us all nightmares. But I do think that even if Fast was fit and available, I think he's had his chances this season and he's blown every single one. Whilst he has pace, he tends to use it in the wrong direction. So I'm pleased that I think we're playing our best team that's available. I think everyone's been querying why Buana hasn't been starting. Mixed reviews of whether he's going back in Jan or whether he's carrying an injury. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm pleased. I'm happy. The front line of Manchester City is frightening. But we know that this is possibly the best time to be playing them. They're in really poor form. I'm going to go for a 2-2 again today. I think Vardy always scores against Manchester City. Their defence is okay. No John Stones, I noticed as well. No Kyle Walker. So we'll see what happens. But we need the crowd today. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, come on, you Blues.
Indeed, Kate, indeed. I think she sums it up for all of us there, doesn't she? I can't, as always, pains me to admit it, but I can't disagree with her. Damn. But look, my co-host has arrived, so let me get rid of Kate in the nicest possible way, and let me bring Bradders in. And he says in a second. There he is. Brad.
Hello.
Hello.
I had the same things that you probably had where you popped up where it's trying to tell me media assets new and how to use it. I'm like, no, let me go in the studio.
Exactly. Craig's in. Hi, Craig. I'm doing well, mate. How are you? Hope you and your family had a good Christmas. Yes, Chris, we need to buy you a swear box. Don't know what you mean, Wayne. Don't know what you mean. Kate's losing at Mavididi, man of the match against Liverpool. He was okay. I think she meant to say, I think she got her players mixed up, but look, I don't know. He's not as good as he was last season. Alan is in. Good afternoon, Chris. Alan from Foggy Bergerac. Is that, there was Bergerac, the detective from jersey, or are you from French France? Let me know. Kate suffering again. Hi, Brad, says Craig. And afternoon, Brad, says Gray. I don't know if you heard me on TalkSport earlier, Brad.
No, I didn't. I don't listen to
that's fine.
Spurs.
No, well, I got told off for saying poo too much. But they did ask me about Danny Ward.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I can understand. Although I'm not naming names, some people say if you slate Danny Ward too much, you don't know anything about football. How's Jakub Stolarczyk and his performance against Liverpool holding up to particular individuals? I said
3 goals in, he must be rubbish.
Oh yeah, it must be. Sack him. Useless, awful keeper. And if you dare to say that he made a save, you know nothing about football. But I didn't say this, Chris. It wasn't me. It was just a certain individual whose name shall not be named, but a polite jab thrown back out there, mate.
Yeah. Don't know. That's fine, mate. That's fine. Look, let's very, very quickly, and I do mean quickly, look at the Man City team, because if I look at it too long, it scares me. Don't know if you've seen the Man City team at all, but let me just run through it for you. They've gone 4-1-4-1. Ortega in goal. Lewis, Ayanki, Ake, and Guardol at the back four. Kozovic just sat in front of them. Savinho, some Belgian called De Bruyne, don't know who he is at all. Bernardo Silva, Foden, and Haaland up front. Should we just go home now?
No, in fact, let's beat them, Chris, because this Man City team's been missing for about 3 months. I mean, typically now watch them turn up and beat us 3-0, but they've not been at the ball game, Chris, and more injuries. I mean, I was walking around the care home yesterday, and we thought we were missing dementia patient with how much Haaland's been missing recently, and forgetting what a goal looks like.
Can I just say,
I'm not scared of Man City, Chris.
It's very nice at the care home to let you actually use their Wi-Fi, because I didn't think they allowed residents to do that.
Well, you see, they don't. But this one, they do. They allow me to have the odd one because I'm just so special, or something along them lines of words. I'm not sure how they meant it, but I'm just going to take it as a compliment.
I mean, look, if you look at their attacking options, it's scary. If you look at their defensive options, they can be got at.
Yeah, and if we can get at the best defence in the Premier League this season, i.e. Liverpool, and cause them cause for concern for 44 minutes, there's no reason this frail Man City side isn't to be got at, Chris. There's no reason at all. I mean, I don't get... and I can't wait for us to, if we win, for this excuse to be thrown up that you just had up there. Man City have 9 first teams out. You've also got 755 first teamers sat there twiddling the thumbs, earning 300 grand a week, doing naffle but flip bogeys onto the training ground pitch. The sympathy is zero if you lose games when you've got that many players.
That's in there now, Brad. I wish you stopped these. Not quite as bad as what the gentleman was doing to Top, but you know it's there. Right, let's bring. I mean, I did make the point, though, just to very quickly look. I said on TalkSport this morning, 12 million from Liverpool, thought Danny Ward could be a future first teamer. He never really got the chance to play at Premier League because, thankfully, and in some ways, Schmeichel never got injured. But he isn't up to it. But then again, as I've said to you, tongue-in-cheek, it isn't just Danny Ward and we're playing a 1-1-1-1-1. There are defenders in front of him and they have got a lot to answer for as well. But
it's a team that falls to a loss. But nobody ever came out and said it was just Danny Ward's fault. It's just unfortunately for Danny Ward too, there's several things wrong with him. Chris, Goalkeepers Union. I'll close this open case right now. He does not command his area. Stolarczyk commands his area. Madsen commands his area, right? He doesn't seem to have the trust, and the defence do not trust him to deal with a situation. How many times, Chris, over the last, what he played, 90 and 45 minutes, how many times did defence have to kind of go, are you going to deal with it? Do we deal with it? They looked scared. They didn't look like they trust him because they couldn't hear him. It wasn't so much that it's not a case of, oh, he's crap, he's this, he's that. He becomes crap by not commanding the 4 players in front of him that are his responsibility, Chris.
I think just to go back on what he said, I think there was a lot of fans out there that were blaming Ward on his own. But look,
there was probably, yeah.
We would agree he's not our best. And I was trying to say, not use the word shit on TalkSport. So I used the word poo, and I think I used it too often because I got told off by Matt Rushton. But look, Stolarczyk is there, Everson is there. Look, we've only got 6 months. If he doesn't go anywhere in January, we've only got 6 months left of Danny Ward. At the end of the day, look, it's not his fault he's being picked, but if he's picked, he's been there, he's played to his best of his abilities. But look at today's lineup. Kate was just saying it's probably the best that we've got with who is available. And I mentioned the point before about Ruud van Nistelrooy. I was asked by Barry Glendenning, was he the wrong appointment? We were getting too excited because literally he beat us twice. And as I said to him, this was my first poo because I didn't want to say turd. I said, you can't polish a poo, and that's what he's been left with. We'll judge him sort of in the new year. But my first thoughts looking at that team is, I can't go any better than that.
You can't, like you said, you look at the Man City defence and it doesn't fill any team with dread. It literally doesn't look at the teams they've lost or dropped points to. It clearly fills nobody with dread anymore. That's quite an attacking lineup. Buonate starts, Mavididi starts, El Kanous is there, Vardy's there. And in a weird sort of way, Chris, Samare is attacking. We've seen that, we saw it against Liverpool when he was in that pocket of space. All right, there wasn't much of it, granted, against Liverpool, there was probably about three or four moments in the game against Liverpool, which was always going to be the case. But even when he was found in the pocket of space, he'd drive forward. He'd got us on the front foot. So, yeah, it's an attacking lineup. It's probably, like you said, the best of what we've got. And if you said a few others were changed, maybe an Ndidi in there for Winks or a Skip in there for Winks and before anyone shoots it down, even Daka on for Vardy, because you're saying, well, Vardy keep him fit and play the easier games, i.e. Fulham and that round the corner. I wouldn't have complained about it, Chris, but yeah, it's a very good lineup. I'm very impressed with it.
Yes, like you say, from what is available. And the interesting thing is, when you look at the bench, I've no idea who this Wilson Brown is, but apparently he's the centre-back. Alves, look, who is he? Apparently he keeps popping up on the substitutes bench, but I've no idea who he is. We've got to make signings in January. I think we're looking at Edouard going back, but are we actually going to get value for money out of the £100 million we spent on that training facility? Because at the moment we've got all of these youngsters and none of them seem to be breaking through.
Well, time will tell. I mean, you normally see a bench like that in probably about a week or two's time when we play. Is it QPR we've got at home in the cup? That's normally a bench. The fact that they're making the bench and, other people are missing out. I know there's some key players that are probably out injured. That's maybe the reason. But the fact that they're almost the first reserves, if you pardon the pun, to be on the bench. And that's who Van Nistelrooy's, pinpointed as potential players. It's not a bad thing, Chris. And at the end of the day, we always say in football, when the result's dead and buried, hopefully in a really good way to Leicester. But if the worst should happen against Man City, 15 minutes to go, you're 3-0 down. Why not give Alves and that a chance?
This game, like the Liverpool one, isn't going to define our season.
No, it's not. I mean, even if teams in and around us pick up a point or two, or even a win here, we're not a Southampton by any stretch of the imagination. A bit annoying that Wolves seem to have had the same knock-on effect, but hopefully they can get brought back down to earth. That would be good for us. But apart from that, Chris, these two games don't define our season. What they can do is they can set the template for the mentality going forward, though, Chris. Losing 3-1 to Liverpool to a VAR and 2 good goals, and being ahead for 44 minutes, I'll take that performance and a loss. If we can do something here, even better, and even if we don't, as long as, again, that performance is up there, you go into Villa, Fulham, and I think like Crystal Palace, whoever it is next up after that, in between the FA Cup game, you've got to take comfort into it and hope to push on from there. They're the games that will keep you up, Chris, not the bonus points at Tottenham and Man City.
Yeah. No, totally. My worry is, my first worry is the match officials. The referee is Michael Oliver and the VAR is Paul Tierney. So, yeah. But my other worry
is... on ending the Baron... Oh, you froze.
Sorry, I missed that, mate. You froze then. Sorry.
Yeah,
mate.
you froze as well, funny enough. We both froze. I said, well done, Man City, on ending their Baron run then with them as officials.
Yeah. But look, what annoys me is, and I'm sure he's pulling his hair out as well, you get the team performance like we saw against Brentford, like we saw against Wolves, which was absolutely diabolical. That Wolves game was one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a Leicester City team. And then you go and see them play Liverpool, and in fairness, they put up a bloody good fight. What Leicester's going to turn up today?
That is a tricky one, isn't it, to say which Leicester's going to turn up. And again, I don't want to, I know I used to have jabs at Perez, said it was like playing with 10 men and it wasn't my favourite. But I'd never wholeheartedly. No, I know. I hit it well, didn't I, Chris? I hit my head for him well. All right, Jesse.
You can say you love her. Come on, don't just say hello, Jeffrey.
Okay. She knows, look at you stirring the pot. You try and make me blush. You try and make me blush on live stream. That's unfair, that is. Wait, Pep could get sacked if we lose this game. No, he won't. He won't, for a simple reason. This will be like the COVID season. They'll have a blowout, they'll lose the title, and then next year they'll go on and win it. It won't mean nothing to them. But the thing is, Chris, you're just going to have it in the back of the mind that if they play well against Man City, like they did against Liverpool, and then that continues going forward, everybody's just going to start going, oh, fucking Danny Ward, what a bellend. Well, Ballin, not Danny Ward, because that's what they'll go to, because they'll look at the Newcastle collapse, Danny Ward in goal. Oh, we collapsed against Wolves. Who was in goal? Danny Ward. And then they'll look at the performances at Liverpool, Man City, etc. And then it'll suddenly be a case of one man's to blame. And I kind of hope that does happen for us.
The funny thing is, Newcastle actually have scored 4 goals in the last 3 games.
Yeah, and you can't. And I don't think Madsen would have not conceded 2 or 3. It just the manner of the goals. He might have saved the ones that Ward let in, but I feel like maybe others.
Yeah,
you don't know, do you? And it's hard to look at that.
Right. I think we're about to see teams come out. So what I'm going to say is the last thing to say to you, Brad. And thank you very much, Tom. $1.99 a month. Join, become a member. It really does help. The cost of producing these shows with StreamYard is abysmal. That's not the right. Abysmal. So expensive. But I've got to say, Brad, all that piss take that I took out of you when you had an hoodie, do you remember? My kids, having seen that, guess what they got me for Christmas?
No! Go on.
Not the Shrek one, not the Shrek one, but the
Leicester
blue one.
one, please.
The blue one. It's like, oh my God. I said, they said, yeah, we saw it, Dad. So
They did. Oh, that is brilliant. Your kids are brilliant. I love that. I love the fact that they saw you taking the mick out of mine and Jesse's hoodies and then went and got you on. Oh, this. You know what? Sometimes you just have to sit and wait for karma, Chris, and it turns up at your doorstep.
Thing is, though, I will never wear mine on screen. Let me just say that.
Oh, I reckon we should make a statement that the only way you'd wear it on screen. We'll think
Well, I'd be too hot. It wouldn't be a nice sight. But we just say to everybody, don't forget top right hand corner there, left, whichever way you're looking at it. No spoilers as we go into the match. The mods are in, and they will kick you out with any spoilers. Brad, I will see you at half time, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, see you at half time, guys. Take care.
Take care, buddy.
This is the Leicester Till I Die Watch-Along Show. Join in the chat and don't forget to subscribe.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
So here we go. Are we ready? I'm just putting my bra on. 36 of you in. Can we smash those likes, please? We're not expecting a huge following today because, of course, it is the holidays, and also we are at home as well. Don't forget that if I am actually watching the game, then I might, from a lot of the time, if it's a decent game, won't be looking at the chat. So if I don't reply to you, please don't have a go at me. It's because I'm trying to sort of commentate on the match. I've got a couple of mods in today. They will respond to any questions if I don't. Very, very quickly, Jack Chin up. I think it is just you, Joe. I think it really is. Don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you. Hi, Ronald. Yeah, I hope you did too. We'll see, Tom. We'll see. Well, they might, yeah. I mean, I don't think, unfortunately, Faison and Coley are a lot better, though, are they? No, it wasn't a Shrek one, though. It was just a plain blue one. And Brad's gone for a win. I've gone for a draw. I know. I'm glad he's back for this one. Although he likes to score a decent goal against Liverpool, doesn't he? But look, we got Nate, we got Wayne, we got Gray in. Remember, any spoilers, they kick you out. They kick you out, it's 24 hours you're out. If I kick you out, it's permanent. So Leicester are in all blue, all dark blue, kicking from left to right to the family stand. And we've got Manchester City in their sky blue tops, white shorts, white socks, and they're kicking towards the Kop in the first half. We're about to kick off the first game of today's kickoffs. Just wait for the referee to get the okay. And we're away. Well, let's just start there. The commentators just said, will this be the day City get back to the brilliance? I presume he's talking about Manchester City, because he could be talking about Leicester City, of course. So Man City have it in the centre of the park. Aki on the ball at the moment. A long ball out from Ake over to Foden on the right. Intercepted by Leicester. It's out for the first throw of the game, and that's to Manchester City midway into the Leicester half. Like I say, Leicester are defending the Kop end in this first half. Vardy chases the ball, but it is still with the Manchester City defenders. We do need a right back, Gray. Leicester. A bit of defending to do here in the first few minutes. My worry is that whenever any team is struggling, it's always, well, play Leicester and everything will be fine. First attack there from Manchester City. Thankfully ran it out of play for a goal kick. Again, they've got through the defence very, very easily. Worrying straight from the outset now for Leicester. Then that was a Kanji, I think. Stolarczyk kicks the ball straight out for a throw-in. Yeah, this is Stolarczyk. No, it's the goalkeeper. They've just said making his Premier League debut. Come on, commentators. Who do you think played in goal for us on Boxing Day? Leicester, Manchester City play. Good defending there by Christensen, but again a good move put together by Manchester City on the far side. At the moment, they seem to be concentrating on that on their right, our left. Having said that, they come over to the right with Bernardo Silva. Just cuts inside, looking for options. Gets one very easily. But Cody comes over and deals with it and puts it out. That was way too easy for the Manchester City player there to actually just play it straight out. Lovely crossfield ball there to Foden. Closed down by Christensen, but still manages to get it back to a Manchester City player. Savinio is that? Yeah, Savinio here. The moment you've got to say Manchester City have started the better, which you'd probably expect. I know Brad has gone for a win for Leicester. De Bruyne with a strike way outside the box, and it did go all the way over. Brad's gone for a 2-1 to Leicester. I hope he's right. I don't mind giving him 3 points if he is. Just change this round. I've gone for a 1-1. I'd take a point at this stage, as I think most people would, in fairness. Now, can Leicester City keep hold of the ball for a bit here? Mavididi breaking down the left with a pass from Canoes. Comes inside his left foot, takes a shot. I mean, that's looking good. That looks good for Leicester. El Canoes found Mavididi on the far side. Couldn't pass it straight across to Vardy because Vardy was in an offside position. But that gives Leicester some hope. Maybe if Leicester can do that more often, who knows? But we know Manchester City are at the moment susceptible to a loss. And on away form, they are actually 16th in the league. Their away form, they're 16th. Problem is Leicester's home form, we're 18th. There you go. What an Indian giver I am. Give you some good news and then take it away. Aki on the ball. Plays it over to Akanji. Pressurised, it goes all the way back to Ortega. Knus there sticking to his player. Fair play to him. Silva. Kovacic. To Lewis now. A lovely chip over from Lewis. Oh, Haaland there. That was a lovely chip over. Somebody said earlier about wouldn't mind Lewis. Well, if you can play balls like that, over the top, was pulled back to Haaland, and I think somebody got in the way. It was blocked. They're still coming at us at the moment. It's going to go. Oh no, they let it go out for a throw in. Manchester City level with the penalty box, so they've just got it holding on to possession at the moment on this near side. Aki. Kovacic gets past. It looked a bit calm and there did Salarcic. Fair play to him. But Knus being forced back, but it's with Cody. Winks now. Now then, breaking with James down this right-hand side. Lovely bit of play out there from Winks. Plays it in to to Buenete. Back to James. And just forced off the ball. What a lovely... I mean, in fairness, another good break there from Leicester, I have to say. Let's have a look at that De Bruyne shot. Lewis, a lovely chip over for Man City. Plays it back. I think it was a save. Yeah, saved with his foot by Salarcic. Good save from Salarcic. Danny Ward would have let that in. Did I sound sarcastic then? City coming forward again. Leicester sticking at the task, but Manchester City still have the ball. Just outside the Leicester box. Chipped over to the far side. De Bruyne comes across. Oh. Knus to Mavididi. Leicester again. Vardy's through! Oh, that's going to be a penalty, surely. Oh, offside. Oh, that would have been a penalty. That would have been a penalty. And VAR will look at it, I'm sure. Oh, I think he was offside. Just offside. I don't think these coloured boots really help at all. That would, wasn't Vardy's fault, because if he'd timed it a little bit better, he might not have got to the ball. But that would have been a penalty had he not been offside. Samare. Free kick to Manchester City there. I think it was Samare trying a little bit too hard to get the ball back off Kosovic. Yeah. Referee did well, let it play out, see if the advantage could be paid, but he pulled it all the way back. Dulacic organising his defence here. It hits the wall. The free kick from the Belgian hit the wall. Christensen can't get the ball clear though. And finally it's out for a throw into Manchester City. Vardy, got the ball. It was well deep. He played it over, but just played it into space and nobody was there. 12 minutes gone. Manchester City 0. Leicester City 0. 3 o'clock kickoffs. We have Palace hosting Southampton, Everton hosting Nottingham Forest, Fulham hosting Bournemouth, and Spurs hosting Wolves. And the 5:15 kickoff, West Ham United versus Liverpool. So don't forget, Leicester playing their usual 4-2-3-1. Man City are playing more of a 4-1-4-1 formation at the moment. Pep Guardiola doing his best Brendan Rodgers impersonation there. Somebody throw him a fish. So Leicester with a throw-in, taken quickly. Christensen. Vestergaard it's with now. For a long wait, plays it across to Cody, who plays it back to Vestergaard. And plays it back to Cody, who plays it back to Stolarczyk. Forward to Winks now. Winks to El Canouse. Beautiful ball from El Canouse here to James Justin. Moves forward. He's got the overlap here from Renette. He uses him. Puts it back to Samare. And it all goes virtually back to the halfway line in Cody. But that was a lovely bit of play from El Canouse. Probably been our best player so far, El Canouse. Cody. Samare on this near side. He's got Brenette. He uses James, but he gets it back from him. Plays it across to Vestergaard, literally on the halfway line. Forward to Winks. Christensen takes the ball. And he tries to play a through ball, but it's way too hard and straight into Ortega, who can pick it up. So Manchester City coming forward. Playing it out from the back, of course. Wouldn't expect anything else from Manchester City, would we? Silva here. Well, it could be Guardiola, sorry. Akanji gives the ball away. Samare drove forward, plays it off to Mavididi. Good driving ball forward from Samare. 1-2 with El Canouse, who gets it back. Canouse is going to have to play it back. No, turns on the ball. Forward to Samare. And now here is Vardy. Vardy can't control it. Lovely move again from Leicester, I've got to say. Lovely move. Offside again, Jamie Vardy. That was a tight one. That was one of those where his hand, I think, was offside. I mean, we've got to look at this offside rule. What the fuck is offside? If I've got my hand out there and that puts you offside, it's ridiculous. Surely it has to be the boot at the minimum. "16 minutes gone. 0-0. Manchester City with 64.3% of the possession. Oh, Leicester again taking the ball off Haaland. One shot for Leicester, 3 for Manchester City. One on target for Manchester City. One touch in the opposition box for Leicester, 4 for Manchester City. So, I mean, I don't think now, I mean, Brad will always say this, stats don't tell you the full game. As we're looking at that, Leicester more than holding their own in the first 17 minutes here. In fact, we've caused them a few problems, but for an offside flag or two, who knows what it might be. James on this near side plays it back to Cody, or go back to Stelarczyk. Other games will be kicking off in about 12 minutes' time. Remember, guys, we don't get those scores in the chat either. Don't spoil it for everybody else. A ball through here. Oh, I think Vardy went to go for it, but realised he might have been offside again. Guardiola had to come across and take the ball off James. James was sort of, I did well to even get close to it, to be honest with you. Oh! Guardiola, what an error there! Honestly, let Jamie Vardy in. Let's just have a look at that. The ball goes over the top for James, and the defender Guardiola heads it back. Vardy's in. It was a tight. I mean, if it had scored that, it would have been the goal of the season. But the defence looks totally and utterly. When we get at them, they look vulnerable. First corner of the game to Leicester City on 19 minutes. Corner comes in. It's a long one. Oh, it's a free kick, apparently. Tamari said he was being held by the throat. And again, we know what this referee's like, don't we? That was a chance, but the angle was just so tight. I don't think Pelly could have got that in. No wins in their last 8 away games. Manchester City 1 draw, 7 defeats. Now Manchester City, though, coming. Oh, it's 1-0 Manchester City. Savinio there scoring. It was a good shot from outside. Stelarczyk did well to parry, but where was the defence again? It was Foden's shot, but nobody was picking up. Nobody was picking up the Manchester City striker there. Well, it was good while it lasted, guys. Again, not a game that will define our season, but I have to say, on the performance so far, I have been really impressed with the performance. Leicester had been more than holding their own and have got the ball here on the near side. Faded into the middle, though. Samari clears that up for Leicester. Winks slides over. Fair play to the Man City supporters singing "We Are Staying Up." Unless, of course, there's a points deduction. Nah, of course I won't. Who said that? So, be interesting to see how Leicester respond. We had been doing well up until that point, in fairness. But it is 1-0 to Manchester City, and probably their dominance in those first minutes, first half an hour or so, actually, 20 minutes, I guess, was telling. Yeah, that doesn't sound very good, does it? 2 clean sheets in the last 42 games, but Manchester City coming away again. Renotti on to Winks. I wouldn't say we're out of this at all. Yeah, I just don't know where James was on that occasion, because the goalkeeper was, well, he made the good save, and then it was all on his own. There was no defender there picking up the runner on the right. Justin stops the ball going across at the expense of is it a corner, I think? Yes, it is. But that's the thing, Gray, like you say. Somebody will, Luke, how you doing, mate? Somebody will blame the goalkeeper. Well done to Forest, you're having a great season. De Bruyne takes the kick short and gets it back from Silva, plays it in, but it comes off Vardy, doing his defensive duties now. Right back. We need to buy a right back in this window. James is not a right back. Of course, Manchester City now know that they can just toy with us, basically. Again, all the space in the world. It was a good cross into the box. Had all the time to get the cross in, and Haaland was there to head it, but it was an easy one for Stolarczyk. Didn't even really have to move. Christensen, told to play it forward, which he does. Comes infield to Winks. Nicely taken and turns. Now, Cody out to James. Justin. Not sure what that was. That was a who was it that scored for Brazil against England in the World Cup? I don't know if he was trying to get the goalkeeper out of position there. But it certainly wasn't a cross. We all want to know that. If that's centre back and a right back, but it's January. What's available? Problem is, when you look at the two teams, I think that could potentially be drawn into the relegation fight, Wolves and Palace, are slowly starting to turn the form round. On the left is very good, but you'd have to drop Christensen. I mean, I'm just looking at this. Justin, Cody, Vestergaard, Christensen, Winks, Sumare, Buenete, Vardy, all players with Premier League experience. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 11 of our players have got Premier League experience. No, now it's turned for Manchester City to claim a penalty. Gary Neville says it's a dive. Oh, he should be booked for that. Why isn't he being booked for that? Christensen lost it there. A good move again. On the left, he made it into the England squad. But I just don't like him on the right. And I go back to Southampton last season. Away. And I put it down to El Canoes now. Oh, lovely ball to Sumare. Christensen on the outside. Sumare gets it back. Winks in the middle. And again, the advantage that we had seems to have gone. I never thought I'd hear myself saying this. I'm actually agreeing with Gary Neville. I've just written it down there. Go forward, stop, pass back. That's Leicester City's tactics at the moment. Half an hour gone, just over. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. And all the other games are slowly kicking off. Everton Forest have yet to start. Now, stay on side, Vardy. Stay on side. Mavadidi running into the box. Plays it back again. Winks keeping the ball in play. I mean, again, I don't know what... I think the fans are going to get frustrated with this. El Canoes, back to Justin. Back heel. Winks now. Sumare. El Canoes. Surely get the ball into the box. Oh! Burnette there. Vardy, between them, couldn't make contact. It was a lovely ball in from El Canoes. Vardy jumped out the way to leave it for Burnette, who just couldn't get the final touch on it and banged his head against the post. I mean, in fairness, Vardy probably did the right thing, although you could argue as a striker he should just go for it anyway. The free kick to Leicester. Again, Michael Oliver probably... no, he wasn't. In fact, he let the play go on, but it was obvious Leicester weren't going to get anything from that. So Burnette here on this near side. Oh, Leicester playing it dangerously. Stolarczyk gets it. Oof, Cody. Burnette loses out. But Leicester win it back, and it's back to Stolarczyk, who plays it all the way across field to Christensen. My 1-1 still on. It's too much on that for... Oh, Haaland there. Went past a few Leicester players as if they weren't there, and then just puts the ball wide. Are Leicester holding on a little bit here? They're just... I mean, Leicester do look dangerous when they get forward, but they need to go forward. They get forward. Now, though, Vardy. Just in! Oh! Now the flag's gone up for offside. Now, if Leicester concede from this, there'll be questions. Did they actually take the free kick? Renette slips over now. The ball goes out for a Leicester throw-in, equal with the 18-yard box. Samari and El Canoose between them. Samari holding off the challenge. Good play. Finds James on this near side. Winks. Renate over to Christensen. They're looking for forward players. El Canoose, can you get the ball across? Oh, Vardy was waiting there. Oh, James Justin. Oh, off the post! Off the post! It was head tennis! And it ended up coming off the post. Oh! And now Man City come away. Oh, Haaland. Don't know what he was doing there, but Haaland headed it back rather than at the goal. El Canoose. Samare out to Mavrididi on the far side. Tried to get Buenete in, but it was covered by Manchester City. Samare turns well on the ball. El Canoose back to Christensen. Don't think he was expecting it quite that way. Mavrididi cross in, but there's no Leicester player there. I've got to say, I'm not disappointed with this performance. Not disappointed at all. The way we played against Wolves. And Richard, that's what I predicted. Oh, Wolves have taken the lead, apparently. That'll put us really deep in the shit. Yeah, Tottenham 0, Wolves 1. That gap, mind the gap, as they say in London. So as it stands at the moment, we are 4 points behind Wolves. Come on, Tottenham. Nobody's there to help Canoose out. Tomorrow. Oh, Mavadidi. Oh, pulled down. That's a free kick. He should have been booked for that. The last 10 minutes, we've had 3 shots and have had 66% possession to 2 and 34 for Man City. Mavadidi kept that in well. Can he get the cross in though? He's been forced into the corner. Plays it back to Christensen now. Tries to play the ball forward. At least he did go forward that time. Out to Mavadidi on the left. Christensen gives him options. Christensen and Mavadidi linking up well. But it goes all the way back to the halfway line again. Mavadidi now. Sumare gets the corner. Now, what a great time this would be for Vestergaard to get his big tall nut on the end of this cross and put it in the net. El Canoes with the corner on the far side. Both hands go up. Tipped into the box. Doesn't get it past the first player, which is De Bruyne. And it goes out front of the corner. Oh, Spurs have equalised. Bentancur has equalised for Tottenham. We've got 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. I think we're okay to carry on. The better corner. But Ake gets his nod on it. The 14 minutes gone. Tottenham 1, Wolves 1. Everything else is 0-0, apart from obviously this game where we know that Manchester City are beating us by the single goal. Dying seconds of the game. Then this is where we conceded against Liverpool, of course. We always seem to like to concede just before half time. Great. Aberdeen forcing Manchester City back. And they go from an attacking position to a defensive position for Manchester City. Going up to the last minute. Can't be much stoppage time, in fairness. Throw into Leicester, which James Justin will take. Midway into our own half. Throws it all the way back to Cody. Again, like I said before, not a match that is going to... How was that not a foul? Kostovic kicking... Why? I mean, I'm sorry, that looked like a foul to me. Maybe not. But it could have been in trouble there. Could have been in trouble. Just the 1 minute added on. Southampton are leading against Crystal Palace. New manager bounce again there, possibly. No, we don't even get the free kick because it's half time. Well, Southampton are up to 9 points now. Only 5 behind us. That is half time. We will be back in a few minutes. I'm just going to go and water the plants, do my horticultural bit, and I will see you with Brad, hopefully, in a couple of minutes with the half-time analysis. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's half time. So, thoughts on the game so far? I've got to say, I'm just very, very quickly reading this one from Tom here. And thank you so much, Tom, for becoming renewing your membership. Still well in this, lads. My only annoyance is sometimes we're trying to play out too much out from the back while under pressure. Sometimes, yes, do it, but otherwise pump it to Vardy. Tom, mate, for me, you have literally nail head hit, as they say. I've got a very interesting point to pick up here with Bradders. Welcome, Brad.
Happy to be back. It's a shame about the scoreline because we've played really well. I feel like we've done really well this half.
Just showing their goal again. Now, I've got to say, I want to talk on this goal.
Yeah.
I think Ward would have done better with it, but you're not biting today, are you? What Gary Neville said, and I presume you're watching the same Sky as I am. Keeper had to do better. Now, I don't know. I'm not a goalkeeper, so you can probably correct me. Tell me on this, Brad. But to me, the goalkeeper's got two options in that case. He either pushes the ball back into the centre of the pitch, which is where most of the players are, or he puts it out to his side. Was he again let down by JJ?
He wasn't let down by JJ because JJ was forced to go into the middle. He was actually let down by the fact that not enough bodies, ironically, came back to cover that right side, so or cover the middle, so JJ could be on the right hand side, which allowed Savinho to be free. I will say this now: whether it was Danny Ward, Hermadson, or Stelarczyk in goal, making that save, you'd be pissed off conceding a rebound. He could have got more on it, you feel, but you have to remember it was an absolute daisy cutter, so it actually took the pace off the ball. If that was a full-fledged shot that went straight across the turf and didn't have any pace taken out of it, the actual save would have gone further right and further wide and would have gone safely. When all the pace is taken out of the ball, even with the late dive to try and get as much body weight behind it as he could, it sticks to the turf and it happens. And I will say this now, yes, if Danny Ward was in goal, I would have felt sorry for him too, because it's not a nice goal to concede. In this grand scheme of things, had he known the pace was going to come off the ball that much, able to take a couple of steps over, then dived and got his ball behind it and actually held the ball. But in that half a second split scenario, it's probably the only time the team didn't have enough bodies back to deal with Manchester City, and it cost us dearly, unfortunately.
But for me, and like I say, I'm not a goalkeepers union like you, but I would have thought as a goalkeeper, if you have got to parry the ball, don't parry it straight back into the centre of the defensive area.
That'd be suicidal. Yeah, you're practically leaving the goal open. At least, you saw by his reaction, Chris, pushing it out wide meant he had a chance to actually spring up and try and get himself big. It's just Savinho, managed to lift it over him. Typically, his first goal in English football. But it is what it is. We've looked good though, Chris. And
haven't we? And I just wanted I didn't bring you this up before the game. It was a comment that was made just before we kicked off. But I thought I'd let you have a chat about this one. I know it's just me, but I really miss FaZe.
I don't.
I think
I'm sorry. I like the assurance we seem to have with Cody and Vestergaard. Long live Redemption LCFC, because Cody finally gets some running games. My dad's a Wolves fan, always said that with him. Then they're doing well. And I tell you what, Chris, it could be another. I know let's hope we're judging this off 90 minutes and not trying to scramble for a man of the match, for the first 45 and it all goes to pot. But right now, Chris, I can't pick a man of the match for that first half because there's a few very good performances.
There is. I have got one in mind, I'm going to be honest with you, but I will see what is.
I have mine at the moment. I have like a top three, and at the moment there is someone there on that list.
be interesting to see if we agree or not. Some lovely moves from us, however. Jakub should have parried it away to a safe area, but technically, that is the safest area that he can. You can parry it away straight ahead of him, or to the left or to the right. Now, obviously, he couldn't do it to the left because he was diving to his right, so it has to go there. That I'm sorry, Greg, but to me, that was the safest option.
Yeah, it was. And again, watch the goal back. You actually see halfway through the shot, it dips and hits the turf and then comes back up again. It would have, it took all the pace out of it. I still actually delayed his dive because he delayed and he dived properly for the full force shot, Chris. It would have done what the Cardiff goalkeeper did against Jan Kermigan. He'd have had time to stand up, think about it, and gone again. Maybe he should have, but it's one of them. At the end of the day, like I said, any goalkeeper I would have gone, that was just unlucky. You can't blame them.
Going to agree with Gray on this one. Vardy, 2 really good opportunities, 2 offsides. At his age, he should be able, and his experience now, he should be able to time his runs better. And I have mentioned that before with Jamie Vardy. Interesting thing is here, it says, no, you push it towards the byline or corner flag. Well, that's where he was pushing it to, wasn't it, Gray?
Yeah, that's where was pushing. The pace was taking out the shot, so the ball had no momentum to take it that far.
Yeah.
Gray had the initial power, it would have gone towards the corner flag or out to the byline for a throw-in. The ball stopped dead about 3 yards in front of him. It doesn't do that if it's got pace on the ball.
Penalty for Vardy?
I think if he's not offside, it's given. I'm not meh if it's not given, but the way the goalkeeper's kind of doing all that to kind of go back at him, I think that you could tell by the referee's actions he was ready to kind of signal, it's a penalty if he's onside, and he wasn't.
Yeah. That on the other end, then let's have a look at the claims of the penalty at the other end. Should De Bruyne have not been booked for a dive if that penalty is not given?
No, for 2 reasons. There is actual contact, and to be fair, maybe he's just suffering PTSD with the bad run, but he didn't even appeal it himself. Normally someone like a Bruno Flange of Manchester United, because how dare we call Fernandes how it's spelt and how it's said, Fernandes and not Flange. I think he's a dick. Anyway, the point is he'd be screaming, he'd be rolling around like he'd been shot by a sniper, he'd be holding his face when he's been kicked in the ankle, and he'd be crying all the way down the tunnel, demanding justice and a court of law appearance. But De Bruyne just kind of went, I got knocked off the ball. I got beat to the hip. 30
minutes into the other games, Crystal Palace 0, Southampton 1. Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Their march to the Champions League continues. Fulham 0, Bournemouth 0. That doesn't really affect us. Tottenham 1, Wolves 1. I think I actually predicted a Wolves win on that one. I did. No, I didn't. Where are we? Wolves. I did.
Well, so far, I'll take the results around the ground to stay as they are, as long as we can find a way into Man City. And even if we don't, I mean, we're at that point with Southampton, bless them, where we actually don't mind them winning if it helps. Us.
Thing is, overall, and I said at the before with the kickoff, which Leicester are going to turn up? Will it be the Wolves Leicester, or will it be the Liverpool Leicester? I think we've seen that it's the Liverpool Leicester, haven't we?
It is, and then some. To be honest with you, it's been a good performance by that breaking the lines in the middle. Van Nistelrooy's talked about that since day one. Like you said, Chris, this is now where we're starting to go into judge Van Nistelrooy in today and the game a couple of days ago. We're judging the performances. We're getting them performances, and you feel like that's going to be the standard. I mean, not to give away potential talks of early man of the matches for that half, but I'm really liking El Khanous and Samare. I'm really liking their link-up play to break the lines and get us on the front foot, and Mavididi as well. So far, so good. I mean, if it means for anything, Chris, you've gone for a Wolves win. I've gone for a Tottenham win in that game. So if Leicester can score 2, if Palace can unfortunately score 3, if Everton can find an equaliser, if Fulham can go goal crazy, I'm not asking for a lot. I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
I'm sure you will, because after the last 3 weekends, you're about 6 points behind me on top of the 2 you were before. Just
I know,
saying.
right? I'm adding people in and making up points just to keep me out the bottom 3. I'm just digging my own.
All the best, mate. I'll see you at full time.
See you later, guys.
Cheers, buddy. Thanks very much there to Brad. And he would be joining us at full time. And let's hope we've got something positive to talk about. Not that first half hasn't been positive. I am very, very pleased with it. I think as Brad was as well. We're about to kick off for the second half. No changes as Leicester kick off for the second half. So no changes. Leicester are still very much in this one, Mr. Commentator. Yes. And here we go for the second half. Here we go. Yeah, Manchester City were out late. Didn't they get fined for constantly being late out onto the pitch? But it's 45 minutes gone. Leicester City 0, Manchester City 1. Leicester City in their normal royal blue tops, shorts and socks are now kicking from right to left as we watch it towards the Kop. Manchester City, sky blue tops, white shorts, white socks, kicking towards their fans in the away end, left to right. Actually, unfortunately, this game isn't going to... Crystal Palace have equalised against Southampton. It's Crystal Palace 1, Southampton 0. Well done, Palace. Forest, I say, are beating Everton. Forest, look, love them or hate them, I've got to say, would I sooner see Nottingham Forest in the Champions League or would I sooner see Manchester City win the league again? Forest every day of the week and twice on Sunday. That was out of play. And I know I'll probably get roasted for saying this about Forest, but look, whilst they were a powerhouse back under the Clough years, they're not anymore. But they're proving that this season that they might be. So fair play to them. Good luck, Forest. Free kick to Leicester taken, and it ends up with Christensen on this left-hand side. I just hope that when we start to go forward, no, there we go, all the way back to the defence again. I mean, it's a thin line between keeping hold of the ball but keep playing it back, I guess. Avadidi over to El Canoose. I have got an idea in mind for my man of the match on that first half performance. Here's El Canoose coming down this left wing. Nice touch back to Mavadidi. Plays it back to Christensen. To Samare. Over to Cody. Samare had the most touches. I mean, it'd be interesting to. I can't see Manchester City settling for 1-0. Christensen powering forward there, plays it out to Cody on the far side, who comes forward to James. Justin on the far side. I always call him James. Now it's out to Mavididi on this near side. Wings, lovely ball through to Elkanut. Buenete! Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Corner, what? Oh, it was a lovely ball through from Elkanut to Buenete. He should have maybe shot earlier. Oh, then did he slip or was he pulled? He probably... Yeah, no, he fell over. In fairness, he fell over. But he should have... Oh, he was caught. I'm sure they'll look at it, but I don't think they'll give it because it's... Well, they haven't given it. And it's a throw into Leicester. He should have taken that on earlier. Elkanut now. Oh, didn't quite get its back through to the Leicester player. But Leicester are showing a little bit more intent in this half. If only Buenete had taken the shot. No bookings yet. And now it's Manchester City. Again, you've always got to say with Leicester, have we missed our opportunity? 6 minutes into the second half. I really am annoyed about that because I think if Buenete had shot earlier, we could be back in this game. Please smash the likes if you're in, guys, and watching. Good defending there by Christensen. Mavididi been asked to do a lot, but he finds Elkanut. Oh, Elkanut. Lovely play by Elkanut and a lovely ball over the other side. Buenete, I think it was James that took it down. It ends up with Buenete now, who now he tries a shot all the way across, and Mavididi controls it and manages to keep hold of it. Elkanut! Oh! What is Elkanut? Has he had 3 Weetabix, Elkanut, or what? I don't think that was ever going to dip down enough, but wow. Giving something for the home fans to cheer at the moment, Leicester. Goal scorer now. De Bruyne Foden on this near side, chips it in. Oh, Vestergaard defending well there, and gets a handshake from his, or a hand slap from his fellow defender Christensen. What a start to this second half! Looking at this second half, I know we're only 6 minutes in, and it's a corner to Manchester City on the far side, which they take short. Let's just get this this out of the way first. No, the kick straight down the throat of Stelarchip. Look, I've got to say, watching this first 6 minutes, you'd have to say, who are the champions? Yes, really? El Canoes on the ball. He's all over the pitch. Fulham have gone 1-0 up against Bournemouth. El Canoes at that time gives it away. Oh, that's going to be a booking. Damare. Yeah, probably was. Took one for the team there a little bit. Boubakary. Who, let's be honest with you, is proving everybody wrong this season. He's having one of the few players that actually is coming out of the first 19-odd games with any credit. Free kick now. Oh, now it's out for a corner. Again, Samare. He did what he had to do. Fair play to the guy. Foden's coming over to take the corner. Floors the away fans as it's just in front of them. Takes it short again to De Bruyne. Back to Foden, who will now chip it into the box. Oh. Stelarchip falls on the ball. Haaland tried to just side foot it in, I think. Too close to Stelarchip, so. Benete plays Samari a little bit short there, but he got hold of the ball and got it out to Mavididi. Benete to El Canoes now on this side. And that's a free kick. In a good position here. Not saying that we're ever brilliant with free kicks this season, but yeah, no, that was definitely a free kick, and it is a dangerous position. Only about 5 yards outside the penalty box. Who's going to take it? Vardy and Buenete are covering their mouths as they're talking. They're also over it with Mavididi. Now, we know Mavididi's not bad at a free kick. What's Jamie Vardy doing? Taking the free kick. No, he's not. He runs over it. Wasted chance there. Wasted opportunity. They tried to do something, I guess, with the free kick, but it didn't really come off. Winks now. Salarchuk with the ball at his feet. Out to Cody. I had to put it out for a throw in there. Again, don't know what Leicester were trying to do with that one. Please smash the likes, guys. If you are in, it really does help the channel. It's free as well, so it doesn't cost you anything. It just means that our analytics improve and we get seen on other channels as well. And if you're new, please subscribe. We're heading towards the 4,000. I think we're about 40 off, something like that, 45 off. So please do subscribe if you are new. Be great to get to the 4,000. So Manchester City now on the halfway line with the Kanji. Just calms it, slowing it down a bit. 60 minutes gone, half an hour left in this game. I would have said at half time, do we need to make any substitutions? No, because we're doing so well. 60 minutes, few players warming up. But I don't know who would you take off? Oh, El Canoes again. Mavididi. Vardy's trying to stay on side. Winks. Mavididi, who's on the far side now. Vardy. Canoes. Christensen. Kicks it. Oh, chips it over, but unfortunately. Oh, he's having his shirt pulled. And he gets a free kick, quite rightly. I mean, that was an obvious shirt pull. Leicester, they are looking good moving forward. It's an obvious shirt pull there. Number 82? My God! Is that a record? Lewis there, the youngster for Man City. It's a free kick. El Canute with his orange boots. Both hands up. There's not many Leicester players in that box. In they come now. It's all the way across, but it's headed. Oh, how did that not go in? Oh, my God. There's a free kick to Leicester. Oh. That was just in there, back heel. I mean, we were lucky to get away with that. I thought the free kick was the other way. El Canoes now. Oh, he's having. Mavididi can't turn though. He's looking for something, but he's going out for a Leicester throw in. And we've got a goal at Tottenham. Thank you, Tottenham. Tottenham 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. That brings Wolves back down to 15 points, only one above us. Everton down to 16th at the moment with 17 points. But the goal difference is a hell of a lot better than ours. McAtee's coming on, who you may remember we've been interested in. He'll be replacing Phil Foden, allegedly. And McAtee, yeah, we tried for him a few times, didn't we? Certainly when Enzo was in charge. El Canoes takes it from Christensen. Sumare gets the ball from Vestergaard, turns with the ball, looking for options. Plays it across. Is that Cody? No, that's Vestergaard. Was one of his lovely floats up, but it's over Vardy. Vardy being pushed out of the way, but fairly. Buenete coming back. Vardy, come on! Oh, too hard, too hard. But it's back in the box. Oh, now it's a free kick to City there. El Canoes yellow card. Yeah, I think that was a booking in fairness on Lewis. Again, maybe Vardy should have shot. Don't know whether he was trying to shoot or cross, what he was trying to do there. El Canoes, that's his first yellow card of the season. McAtee not on the pitch yet. Now he's going to come on. Foden's going off. So as it stands at the moment, Southampton on 7 points, Ipswich on 12, Leicester on 14, Wolves on 15, Everton on 17, Palace on 18, and then a 4-point gap to Manchester United on 22, down in 14th. West Ham, who seem to have moved away from safety, in 23 and 13th. Another Palace goal, do you think? Leicester now are really going for every single ball. Yes. El Canoes! No, so Brenette it was. Brenette. Rood's giving instructions there from the sideline. Still no signs of any Leicester subs. And I've got to say, why would you? At 1-0, we are still in this. But you've got to be careful. Oh, good defending there. Vestergaard heading it back to Stolarczyk. I mean, it's 54% to 45% here, or just over, to Leicester. Our XG is 0.75 now, compared to 0.99 for Man City. 7 shots to us, 9 to City. 3 on target for us. Oh, Samare from El Canoes to Christensen coming forward again. No foul. Play on with Mavididi. Oh! Oh my God! What a move! Oh, he should have gone with his head. He went with his foot. Oh, and it's up and over. He should have maybe gone in with his head. He smashes the ball with his hand, gets tangled in the net, but he maybe should have gone in with his head there. Total boxes in the touches in the opposition box: 17 to Leicester, 19 to Manchester City. Samari is down from that earlier tackle, but Michael Oliver, who I've got to say, in fairness, is having a good game. He is Tottenham 2, Wolves 1. Tottenham have gone ahead. I don't care. I'm not going to get any points for that. I don't care. It keeps them back in where we are. Back to what just will be in the 1 point above us. Even if we get a draw here, it wouldn't make any difference because of the goal difference. But maybe Vardy should have gone in for that. Hi Jeff, how you doing? Welcome in, mate. How you feeling better? Are you out of hospital now, mate?
Subscribe to our YouTube channel now and make sure you never miss another upload. Leave a like now. Ring the bell and never miss another video.
So we've got Justin off. Sorry, not Justin. Yeah, James Justin off. And on is Chowdhury, who will give us just that little bit of bite. Looks like Samara is fit enough to come back on. So we've got bookings for Samare and El Canoes, and we've now said Justin is off and Chowdhury is on. Still can't get on here. What's going on? James Justin just having words with Thomas. Samare finally gets the okay to come back on. Then we had 2 stoppages. In the second half, 3 shots to Leicester, none. "20 minutes to go." Offside there. Wow. Glad you're feeling a bit better, Jeff. So just catching up. Always glad to have you here, Jeff. And somebody who's also similarly had, I must admit, those 2 problems, but not at the same time. Wow, was it a free kick? Manchester United Newcastle is up next. Well, that's tomorrow, I mean. We've got West Ham Liverpool later on tonight. Both of those games are on the TV. And at least I was glad you had your Christmas God, I can't talk. Christmas at home with Myrna, is it Myrna? I can never pronounce that. Myrna. Do forgive me, Jeff. Do forgive me. Oh, Manchester City coming away here. Yeah, Haaland 2-0. 2-0. That's killed the game off now. 2-0 Haaland, breakaway. I think that is it. To be honest with you. And that's why they're champions, I guess. Like I say, this game was never, ever going to determine whether we stay up or not. I mean, look, would we have not conceded that if we had Tamare? Mavididi gets the ball across. It's headed clear. Oh, Cody there. Like I say, yes, it is 2-0. But we have made this team look like an average team. 100%, Richard, 100%. Well, it's never over. The fat lady's still sat in her seat. Yeah. It has. It has, to be honest with you. Yes, we do. But look, hopefully things will improve after January. Offside. Free kick to Leicester City. 14 minutes to go. Christensen on this near side looks to play it into Vestergaard. Got options with Christensen and Cody, but he goes forward to Winks. Out to Samare. Mavididi. Back to Christensen. Across now. Vardy now. Don't fall for him at the moment. Stefan Ortega's got booked for wasting time. Look, if we're making Manchester City having to waste time, that kind of sums it up, doesn't it? All the other scores are still the same. Vestergaard turning on the ball, playing it back to Christensen before jogging back into position. Christensen replaces him. Chowdhury there on that right side. And as we know, he has played that role as right back before. Leicester need to be, well, they're keeping hold of the ball, but we can take heart from the performance. Remember that programme on TV, Take Heart? It was a painting thing, wasn't it? With Tony Hart. Manchester City coming forward. This will be totally unfair. It's a goal kick. Haaland not getting his header on target. I think if it ended up any more than 2-0, I think it would be. There's still no changes in the other games. Zlotchik passing it out to Vestergaard. Comes forward with the ball. Forward to Samari, who's actually there asking for it. Out to El Canoes. That may have just taken the stuffing out of Leicester. El Canoes. Out to Chowdhury on this left-hand side. Plays it in. Oh, nobody to be on the end of it. Do we need to bring Daka on, maybe? Or even Ayew? Haaland coming forward, running at the Leicester defence. But Winks doing his job well there, taking the ball off him, and now Leicester can break down this near side with El Canoes again. Mavididi, El Canoes runs forward, hoping for the 1-2. Mavididi gets it back to Winks though. Winks across to Chowdhury on the far side. Brunette played it back to Christensen, I think he was, but Brunette's got the ball now. Goes forward. And it's a throw into Man City. And Christensen from Vestergaard running it into the Man City half. 9 minutes to go. Plus any stoppage time. Ball's played through, but Vardy will chase this down. Goalkeeper only just getting it away. And that's a free kick. Lewis is down. McAtee playing well. Here's what you could have won, Leicester City. Yeah, I don't know. Was anybody marking him? McAtee there, getting the congrats of his teammates. We're into the final 7 minutes. Pretty much game over, I think. I think we'll all agree to that. It's just trying to sort my chair out here. Crystal Palace, well done, lads. 2-1 up against Southampton. I mean, Southampton, they're in there with us, but just Man City turning, taking the ball off us and coming away. It's 3 against 3. Leicester City getting back in numbers. Oh, McAtee, fair play to the lad. Had a shot there. So some subs on now on 84 minutes. Winks is off. Okoli's coming on. And Daka is on. Not sure who's gone off for Daka though. Cody. So it's Cody off for Okoli and Winks is off for Daka. So still no time for Alves. Song being sung for Ranieri. I have a feeling it's the Manchester City fans. Bournemouth have equalised against Fulham. End that match now, please. Leicester just can't. We need something up front. No, they managed to get it away. Would make it a very interesting end of the game if we did get a goal back now. It would make it a very interesting last few minutes. Oh, well in from Chowdhury there. And El Canoose. Got 4 players on him. Got nowhere to go with it at all. Nobody was supporting him. So into the last 3 minutes here. I don't, personally for me, I never see the point of making substitutes on the 84th minute other than if you are winning to bring on defenders. I just don't think you're giving players a chance. We have played. Oh, hang on. Mavadini's coming out here on the left. Vardy spins off on the right. He gets the ball in, gets it. Oh! Vardy, what a header there. It took a great save from Ortega to get right up with his left hand, I think it was, into that top corner. That was top bins. He couldn't really get it under control, Vard. It was very high, but... Oh, no, it didn't. He didn't touch it. It hit the crossbar. 89 minutes gone. And who's this coming on? McAteer? Yeah, so like I say, we have played in the last... Over Christmas, we've played the... Is this Alves? Mavididi is off and Alves is on. Interesting. So he finally does get last few minutes. Not sure how many are going to be added on. 5. 5 minutes to be added on. Samare, El Canoes. This is Alves' first touch here. Plays it back to El Canoes. Costataldi on the far side. Oh, and he pulled it back lovely, and there wasn't a Leicester City player there. Just never anybody in the box. Ten shots for Leicester, 14 for Man City. 3 on target for Leicester, 5 for Man City. Touches in the opposition box, 24 for both of us. And we've got 54% possession as well. That ain't bad. Reigning champions, current champions, or who's looking to be the current champions, we have played well against both of them. And it won't be those 2 games that decide whether we stay up or not. Take care, Nate. I know what you're saying, Tom, but I think you probably need the players to be able to do a plan B. Not sure if we've got that at all. Take care, Nate, and have a good new year, mate. Yeah, Simon, I think you probably are right there. Post-match coming up with myself, Brad and Wayne after this. Hopefully contributions from Jim and Kate, if they can get video and internet and everything. And Kate's voice is working. And also, we'll probably be rating the players as well. Forest now 2-0 up against Everton. 62 minutes played there. Back with Vestergaard. Leicester getting possession back well. Chowdhury now on the far side. Plays it into the box, but it's defended, but it comes back to Leicester. Damare doesn't quite get it over to Alves. Alves does well, though. Knuth does even better. And here's Christensen. The ball's through. A goal back would be good. Oh. Daka wasn't quite able to get onto the end of that. But it is a corner. Literally, this will probably be the last move of the match. Haaland and Van Nistelrooy and Pep are already hugging. Thought the final whistle had gone. Oh, a header, but it's straight into the arms of. And there it is. It is all over. Full time. It is 2-0. I'm going to go again and point Percy. I will be back in a few minutes. And we'll talk in a second. Don't go away.
Does it say Tom, AK Frozen Ball?
Jim.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Good.
How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you? It's so glad to see you. I'm glad you're doing this today.
I hope you had a good Christmas, sir.
Had a nice Christmas. You as well, right?
I had a very good one. Thank you very much.
And this, before the crowd, this is our tailgate. Say hi to Chris, guys.
Hello. Well, you see, you wouldn't get that at a football game in England.
No, and see, it's like this too. See the tent set up.
Yeah, I've always liked that. Whatever sport in America, it's just sort of totally family orientated, day out.
Yeah.
No,
we still have this though. Still have this.
Oh, that's good to see. Good to see, sir. But did you? I mean, I'm guessing you didn't get to see the game.
No, I did. I watched. I'd say about half of it from the tailgate driving down. I saw both goals, unfortunately. But
and I mean, look, and hi to Brad and Jim. I'll bring and to Wayne. Sorry, I'll bring you in a second, guys. It was all about the performance, wasn't it?
It was. It was. I mean, we knew they were a better squad. Even though they were not in good form, they put together that second goal was epic.
Oops, hang on a second. I've lost. There you go. There you go. I was trying to do something and it didn't work there. But yeah, I mean, if you look at that, and I know Brad's going to roll his eyebrows when I say let's have a look at the stats. But you know, we have just played over the last 2 or 3 or 4 days. We've played the reigning champions and the champions elect as good as. Yep. We have come out of that, all right, 1 goal scored, 5 against. But in neither of those games did we disgrace ourselves.
Nope. We disgraced ourselves against Wolves, but not against Liverpool or Man City.
Yes. You know, I mean, again, XG for this game, 1.33 to Leicester, 1.4 to Man City. 11 shots to us, 14 for them, 4 on target to us. 5. And for bloody hell, touches inside the opposition box, 26 for Leicester inside their box, only 25 for Man City inside ours.
No, I don't want to say I'm happy, but I'm not disappointed.
No, not at all, not at all. I do think Ward would have done better with those 2 goals, though, don't you?
I think that he might have. Yes, he might have. But, well, I think when he wore his Superman outfit, he could have made the stops.
I won't tell you what Brad's just done in the green room, but it included one of his fingers. What game are you going to be watching there?
Oh, Jacksonville Jaguars against the Tennessee Titans.
And you are the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah. Are you doing? Are you having a better season than Leicester?
Worse.
Oh. We'll move on very quickly then.
No, our season. We've got 1 game this week and next, and they're done.
All right. Well, let me ask you before you go. From what you saw, can I take your match performance and your man of the match?
Let me think about it. I'll be on for a little while, and I'll stay on for a little while if you got room.
Yes, if you have, I'm just if you don't mind, let me bring the other guys in then. Brad is there, and Wayne is there as well. Look, I've just said, Brad, that we've got we've played the champions elect, we've just played the champions. There's a lot to take from that that's positive.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be sat here saying I'm gutted we didn't come away with at least a point from that game. Because we were the better side, Chris. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about their form or whatever. We were the better side.
That's my grandson. Oh, yours? Oh, excellent.
Hi, Jim.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, we were the better side. I think we created the better chances. We definitely created the more open chances. I think at some point the commentator said
Gabby, Marvin's grandson.
it was.
Which one's Marvin's grandson?
He's just,
Where?
I'm just going to.
Okay.
Mute.
Yeah.
You muted him and I muted him at the same time.
No, what we like, we're two peas in a pod. But no, we created the better open chances. They looked terrified of us when we were able to get the ball on the attack. I'm gutted, Chris. Like you said, we just played last year's champions, 5-time back-to-back champions, and we've made them look as bang-out as they are. I mean, I watched Haaland be all smug-faced like that when he scored a goal. Like, what are you going to be smug about, mate? It's your second goal in like 14 games. You've been shite. I mean, I'm gutted we didn't get a point, mate. I'm truly gutted. And I can't, who saw that coming as a statement?
Yes, yeah. Theodorus, I've just put you in timeout, mate. There's no need to be rude about people, so you've gone for 24 hours. Holland has just said they were relieved to have come through a very difficult game. I mean, Wayne, when you look at that, we have got a lot to be positive about.
Yeah, definitely. I think even in the last game against Liverpool, you can tell he's getting a settled back four. That's giving confidence to the team. And I think the balance of the team this match, it was brilliant. We were good on the ball, looked after the ball so well. Some standout performances from some of the players. And it looks like he's starting to get the team playing how he wants them to play. And the stats don't lie. Brilliant performance. Yeah, just in the box, quality in the box.
Jim, I have a feeling you may know this young lady. She says, Beverly says, I don't know much about soccer, but that American dude is so hot.
Oh, my God. So my nephew must have given her the YouTube sign on, and she hears it all the time when I do it from the house. But disregard that, okay?
No, I think that needs to be left up there, mate.
Oh, jeez. No, let's go back to listening to Wayne and Brad, okay?
Let me ask you this. I'll start with you, Jim, and then we'll go round the run with this. A Manson in goal, we get a draw.
I think we may have prevented the first goal. I still say the second goal was pretty amazing setup and finish, but I always like Mads in goal, so I think he'll give us certainly many more opportunities than the other ones.
Yeah. And Brad, we talked about still Archie at half time. I don't think we'd have got a draw with Mads in, do you?
No, I think the outcome would have been very much the same. You could argue that maybe Mads gets a little bit more purchase on that shot in the first one, but look, Haaland typically plays against Leicester and ends his barren. I don't think I'd like to say the outcome would have been different, but to be honest with you, we were the makers of our own downfall to not take a point or more today. I still think the way things played out, the goals still happen with or without Mads in goal today. Sadly.
Do you agree, Wayne?
I think with Mads' strong hands and his shot stopping capability, I do think he would have pushed that around the post for a corner kick, to be honest. But that's being uber critical. I think Jakub playing around the ball from the back is almost as good as Mads, if not the same. But that was just one goal. The difference was Ward was costing us 2 or 3 goals a game, probably, yeah. So Jakub is a brilliant keeper.
Jim, I think we should go and get this Beverly on. Are you there, Jim?
What was that? I'm sorry, Chris.
I think you should go and get that Beverly on. I think you should show us all Beverly.
Oh, yeah, we may do that if she gets that gutsy. We'll do that. But
yeah. I mean, obviously, look, Ralco. I mean, some relation, but look, Jim. I can be uber critical. But I don't think I've seen a better performance all season.
I think we've had better performances, but I think up against, just like Brad said, and you said earlier, I mean, we've got the reigning champs. We've got the team that's at the top of the table. We played them both tough, especially this one. We matched up, even though they were probably out of form a little bit. We didn't give up. There were some nice passes that just didn't connect. A couple on goal. I think it was closer than the 2-0 score.
Brad, no subs at 66 minutes, and I've written down here, no subs. Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there wasn't a player out there that you felt was holding us back. Everybody was doing their job to a T. They were showing effort. They were creating space. They were pushing forward and helping out when we lost the ball. And, they were doing everything and anything they could to win the game, except for that last percent of things you need to do, which was stick the ball in the back of the net. And, I feel like that's a performance where, if you look at the caliber of opposition we played, yes, form, bad, Man City, losing, drawing games, but the caliber and quality in front of you against other teams where we've maybe suggested we played better than, if we take that cohesion into the second half of the season, we're not going down. Because you'll get a bit more time, that split second that Man City don't quite allow you to have a chance that we didn't take. And maybe we tried a few too many meter passes just to be certain of it for a chance. You won't need to do against other opposition. And I feel like if that's what Van Nistelrooy's got out of him in the first month of being in charge, and that's the cohesion he's got, I'm actually kind of looking forward to the next 4 or 5 games, Chris, because if you're doing that against that sort of team and taking chances going forward and not missing the chances like this day, there's no reason to suggest that we won't be 17th or higher come what may.
Palace 2, Southampton 1, Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 2, Fulham 2, Bournemouth 1, Spurs 2, Wolves 1. You're doing well in the prediction league, Craig. Brad, sorry. But
don't slander me with that name. No, he's on the naughty step. He's on the naughty step after his Danny Ward outburst.
Wayne, I'm going to go round, and I just mute you while you're not talking, Jim, just because of the background noise. But look, I mean, surely it's Paul. I mean, come on, which one of my bells are you pulling? I mean, Wayne, what?
Sorry, what was that? I missed that, Chris. What was that?
Paul said there, we need a new manager.
That's got to be a wind-up. That's got to be a wind-up. Do you know what? To be disappointed at losing 2-0 and not getting a point from Man City, yes, they are slightly wounded, but quality in the box, they've got world-class players. And then against Liverpool, to be disappointed just to for them to equalise just before half-time, and we all said, what would have happened if we'd gone into half-time 1-0 up against Liverpool? So that's how far we've come. We've not got any points from the last 2 games, but
no,
my God, what a performance. And I mean, El Khanous, and everybody's improving. Everybody in that team has improved their level of energy, teamwork and skill levels as well. It's very encouraging. Yeah,
it is. And Jim, let me just unmute you here. I was on Talk Sport earlier, and the guy, obviously they're going to ask these questions, saying like, did we purely take on Ruud van Nistelrooy because he beat us twice? And then I said to him, not in these words, but, you can't polish a turd. And at the moment, he's still got that turd. But it's yes, you're going to have that bit of a bounce, which we did. Let's be honest with you. We did when we got him, when he first came in. Other teams, well, Southampton aren't enjoying that at the moment. But it's going to take him time. And we've got to give him the January window and see what he can bring in? Because we desperately need some new players, don't we?
100%. And for those who say we need a new manager, that's shite itself, because just what Brad and Wayne said, I think the team is starting to listen. They played like they wanted to win both matches, today especially. I think he's getting to the younger players. He's got Vardy in his camp as a leader. So I think the team's going to get nothing but better. And the transfer window is going to be crucial, because that's the way that they can improve, by bringing some, I'd say, a little better quality or experienced players. But I like what Rude's doing right now. He's got the team believing. As long as they're believing, that's the way that we're going to stay up.
Brad, I've sent you a message in the private chat. But John says here, Brad, at least they look more like a team. But Man City were terrible, and we still lost. I don't think that's fair, is it?
No, not at all. At the end of the day, the one thing you could say is.
Oh, I'll hold it there.
No, I was just seeing a pop in.
Yeah. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Let me get Kate in. And let me just see. Oh, no, that's Jim. Hang on. There we go. That's Kate. That didn't look like Kate's chest then, I've got to say. Not that I have Kate's chest. Let me just make that point very, very clear. Still some people unhappy, Kate.
God.
They
can jog on.
Yeah, I mean, I've said possibly one of the best, if not one of the best performances of the season. I think we did really, really well.
We played the best we've played all season. We deserved something from it. We were the better team. And just to make sure, in case anybody watching didn't spot it, Manchester City parked the bus against Leicester City. Think about that. That's how well we played.
Yeah, totally. And look,
the final third needs some work.
Yes.
But I was really, really encouraged by what I saw today. Bilal made his own highlight reel for the first 45 minutes. He was absolutely sensational. And they didn't know what to do. Their defence was shaking. That's why he brought Walker on to deal with Mavadidi. I thought we did really well. I don't know what people expect from Manchester City if you come away feeling disappointed because of the performance. Like, we played so well.
You could have said that had we been the Leicester City from 6 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
You might have been able to say it. But saying it as things are at the moment. And look, I've just said to the lads, we've played the champions and the champions-elect over the Christmas period, and we haven't been disgraced in either game.
Exactly. I think if you count, Rue's been here 3 weeks today, unbelievably, that's it. Wow. And outside of the day after a match, which is recovery and discussion and debrief, the day before a match, which is travel, how many days has he actually had with our team? So to do that in the sheer amount of days of training, to pull a performance like that, the defence looked great, some of the football was really progressive. I really enjoyed it, and there was plenty of fans around me that absolutely enjoyed it. And there wasn't a mass of people leaving at the end before the 90 minutes. Like, we wanted to show our appreciation because they did put a shift in, and they can be proud of themselves for that. The key now is whether we can continue that into the next game.
We need, obviously, additions in January, and I think we need to. And I'm going to drop my name bomb here. Boom. I was on Talk Sport this morning with Max Barry, and they were sort of saying, did we take Rude on just because he beat us twice, when we played Man United? As I said to them, look, you can't, and I'm just saying then, you can't polish a turd. And at the moment, it's not his team that he's playing with. And as long as he's getting the performances out of them at this point, with the teams we're playing, come the new year when he hopefully gets his own additions in, that's when we're going to see the real Rude.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you keep talking about that and talking about that subject, in my opinion, that makes you entitled. I don't know what you expect to happen in 3 weeks with a relatively poor squad, with no depth at the moment because all our depth is injured. The people have wanted a 90 minutes, and they finally got one. And I thought we did really, really well against arguably one of the best teams in the land.
Yeah.
And like I said, they were in the end doing the low block against us, which is just unheard of, because we did deserve something from it. We should have taken more of our chances. I've just seen our XG was higher, so what does that tell you?
Yeah.
But yeah, we just need a bit more work on the end product, I think, which is ultimately where the game is won and drawn. So yeah, I'm happy. I've come away from that feeling, do you know what, we're in with a chance. And I've just seen
for the first time this season, more touches in the opposition box than they have in ours.
Oh, okay.
And it's the reigning champions that we've done. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in a. That will do me. I've not come out of these two games at all, and I watched the Liverpool one with a mate who's a Liverpool fan. So fair play.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't caught Man City on an off day here. They are having a really bad time, right? So I've read on another group that I'm part of that Man City didn't get out of second gear today. No, they didn't, because we didn't let them, and they're not good enough to today. They played well within their potential. But that was partly down to us and partly because of the run of form they're in. But when you consider the difference between Man City and Liverpool, who we have just played back to back, Liverpool are poles apart from Man City right now. Poles apart.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to let you go because I'm sure you've got better places to be. Let me. You've got to write about this next week, and it's great that there's something positive.
Yeah, true.
Whether you agreed with my moment of the year or not, I don't know, but it was.
I had them in a different order to you, but yeah, on the whole, wrong way. Sorry, a guy's just trying to mow me down. He's coming the wrong way down a one-way street.
Right, give me your team performance.
7.
And your man of the match.
Our little Bilal, he was flipping great. He is our best player right now, ahead of Buonanotte for sure.
Yeah, there's like I say, we could pick on individual bits, but no. Let me just say, I'm not going to say what mine is yet, but I'm not a million miles away from you. Let me put it that way.
But encouraging to see Will Alves come on finally, so maybe this is the start of something as well.
Well, for what, 3 minutes?
Yeah, but it's better than that. It's 100% more than he's had to date.
That is a good point. Kate, look, have a great new year.
And you.
Don't do anything embarrassing. Remember, you represent Leicester till I die, so I don't want you.
Well, that won't happen.
I'll
get more. We'll get more viewers, though, won't it?
That's true. Go and do it. Now, all the best to your family, and have a great and happy New Year, and a healthy one as well.
All right, and you. Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Right, let's bring everybody back in bit by bit. I've just got to press a few extra buttons here. And look, there we all
are. I hate football.
Sorry?
I hate football.
Why?
Wolves have equalised and so have Bournemouth.
Well, Bournemouth, all right, look, Wolves, that's a bit annoying, but we always said, didn't we, that they probably had the team that didn't deserve to be down where they were.
I don't give a rat's ass about the league position, mate. I was on for loads of points.
Not anymore, you're not. Wolves,
no, I'm getting zilch.
Wolves, give me one more goal, please, and I will be very, very happy because I've gone 3-2 Wolves. So that is on. Right. Kate's gone 7 and El Canoes. I'm going to tell you what I've gone here. I have gone 8 for the performance because I found there was, if I wanted to be picky, I could say, well, yeah, Vardy should have hit at least hit the target with a couple of those. Brunetti should have probably shot, earlier than he did. But I'm picking here. But I've got to say, 100% agree. El Canoes, my God, he was all over the pitch. Sumare comes a very, very close second. But El Canoes, I thought today, my God, when we come to sell him, we're going to get 50-odd million for him. Jim.
First of all, I told you before, I love listening to Kate's reports. It's so nice that she attends the match and she she gets to get the fans' perspective, and you know how passionate she is for her Foxes. So I love her optimism, and I think we agree with it in a lot of cases, and it keeps us going. I will agree with you, though. I thought 8. You know, I saw about 2/3 of the match traveling down to the stadium here, but I thought that we were on the front foot. We played, we never gave up, and the magnitude of the opponent, I think that warranted an 8. And I think in the amount of time that I saw the match, El Canoes did. He was all over the pitch. I agree with that. I did see your man Chowdhury slot a pass into that just missed getting to Vardy. But otherwise, Canoes and an 8, a solid 8.
Wayne, are you going to give us a full house so far?
Oh, I really don't like agreeing with Jim and you.
Hey Tom, think of the what do they call it? The unique friendship that we have with America.
Oh dear! No offense, Jim. No offense. Yeah,
you could say agree with me though.
Yeah, well, I'd say El Canoes because I made a note here. I mean, he's like taking hold of the ball, hunting for the ball, doing flicks, doing low bent crosses, for Varda, crossfield balls as well. And who'd have thought El Canoes would be shining way above Facundo after a few games? But he is a wow player.
Yes,
I'd say, yeah. What's his name? I forgot his name. El Canoes, Bilal El Canoes, and I'd say an 8. It's just that quality in the box, isn't it? Really?
Yeah,
it is. It is. Brad, look, I don't want to take anything away from your love child. Grace says there, Samori awesome again. Rabbit Man Ipswich fan, good evening to you. We both struggle to score goals. Keep the faith. Look, in an ideal world, we'd all be staying up at the end of the season. Brad, your performance?
I'm being in the same boat as you guys. I'm giving them an 8. I think they were brilliant. I think they tore through Man City. If you want to talk the difference between Liverpool and Man City this season, you definitely saw it from our performances against both. We had very few against Liverpool. We created a lot against Leicester. And look, there's a few standout man of the match performances. Mavadidi was great. Samari was great. Winks was great. Vestergaard was great. But a man that was literally, I would love to see his heat map because I don't think there's a blade of grass then poor groundsman won't feel like El Canoes was on. He was on the left, he was on the right, he was at the back, he was in the middle, he was up front, he was putting balls in. He was a player that when he first came to us, we started going, give him time, please don't be a Daka, but give him time. Woof, some of the things he does, Chris, you say it when we all play well and do well. It was like watching 70s Brazil, wasn't it? Because he was just so silky and confident on the ball. My man of the match, I know we're going to do player ratings together at the end, but by God, what a player he was today. He when you've got 4 or 5 names, and I'm saying he was a class above them, it tells you just how impressive his performance was. But if you want to answer,
just say it's nice, Brad, isn't it, that we actually are struggling. And yes, we've all gone El Canoes, but we've all said it could be A, B, C, or even D.
Yeah, exactly, and not to say that the potential fix to fixing our problems in front of goals is staring us right in the face, Chris. But in the 92nd minute, Stoke City have scored a goal and won the game against Sunderland. Guess who scored that winner for them?
You know what? Wild guess here. It wouldn't be a certain Mr. Thomas Cannon, would it?
You know what, Chris? You're spot on. It is a Leicester City loanee, Thomas Cannon, and I don't care if they need to ask Man City to borrow some lawyers, find a way to get him out of that loanee deal, bring him back here, and just get him on the pitch and get him, take that confidence he's built up in the Championship, stick him in this side, and just maybe we just stop not scoring. In other positive news, Everton lost.
Good. Let's just have a look. Oh, come on, Wolves, get another goal for God's sake.
No, Chris, I don't care.
No, Brad, tell him off. It's not all about prediction leagues. It's about Leicester.
No, Chris, we're fecked. We're fecked, Chris. Let it finish 2-2 or Tottenham win it. I don't care. I'm done with this league. It's shit anyway.
And let Southampton have lost as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably would have rather a draw with Crystal Palace there, but it's something, isn't it? Kind of all your own.
Phil M said, "Did our fans boo our players again today?" Gray said, "We can't get Cannon back. He's played too many games for Stoke." I have heard that before. Talking of booing, Jim, I was asked today, as I said, on Talk Sport, about the reception that Danny Ward got in his last game. Is it right that any player that is wearing your team shirt and colours to be booed during the match?
I'm a big believer you boo the team for their performance. I don't really like to boo the match. I try to teach my kids and my grandson here, Sage.
Hello, grandson.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is his first NFL game today. So, and you see the kids here are playing. You notice the sport they're playing. It's the beautiful game. I think that you certainly pay the money. You're a diehard fan, but I just don't like in the stadium booing a player.
No.
But Chris, I will have to leave you. We're getting some of England's weather coming. So
just very quickly before you go, get that Beverly back in.
You want Beverly on? Come on. You got her. She's on. Get in here.
Beverly, will you calm down?
See, guys.
You need that water on you to calm yourself down. All the best, mate. Thanks for coming on. Take care. Bye. See you, Bev.
See you guys.
Take care. Enjoy the game, mate. All right, there we go. Okay, so what are your thoughts on that? Because this is when I said poo an awful lot and got told off, Wayne, because I didn't want to say shit on national radio, but maybe I should. But look, he isn't the best goalkeeper in the league. He isn't the best goalkeeper at Leicester. But we had no option than to put him on. He didn't choose to be, he was picked. I'm a great believer in booing at halftime or afterwards. Never when the names are read out, unless it's the opposition, and never during a game. Would you agree with that, or what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, was that me or Brad?
That was you, Wayne. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. It's like parents at the side of football pitches having a go at the kids. That kind of mentality is really out of order. And it's all right having passion, but lots of people can have passion, but deliver it in the right way. And to boo somebody when they're actually playing during a game is really, really bad. And in fact, it shows disrespect to the team, actually. I can't see sort of long-standing match goers that have had season tickets for donkey's years doing that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's a younger element of the fan base. I don't think social media helps because people it all spirals out of control. But to do that does show an attitude, and it's a crap attitude. Yeah. Yes. And even Rude, during his press conference, he did come to the defence of Danny Ward and saying he wants nothing but the best for the team. But I do think when Rude played him, it kind of demonstrated that it probably wasn't up to it. But the fans just ought to let the manager get on with it and just trust that he's trying people out, he's seeing what things work. But to boo people in the middle of a match, especially goalkeeper, some people need to really examine their heads as to really why they're supporting Leicester and whether they need to go and support another team, to be honest.
Fair play. Brad, I've got to say, in fairness to the Goalkeepers Union, Alan actually gave his man of the match against Liverpool to Salarchik.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on the words that Wayne said there. I agree. Grievances on social media. Air your grievances on a live stream like this, whatever you do, whether you're a guest or a host. Don't go booing and sarcastically cheering things for him, because if his confidence wasn't in the mud beforehand, it is now. But yeah, I mean, it just shows, doesn't you? Mr. Archie concedes 3, but he's man of the match because he made some great saves, and he made some good saves today. You know, he didn't have the busiest of games, but again, I like that Rude completely wiped out any chance that the interviewer had, and he's probably done the same today, trying to blame the defence for conceding, 3 goals, 2 goals today, because they weren't really at fault for it. There wasn't a lot they could do. I mean, Haaland, despite his barren run, is a freak of nature leaping for the air, and we've already discussed the first goal. So, we just need to get behind them a bit more, because this is now a testing time for Leicester, because we've proven our worth, we've proven our mental strength to keep going for 96 plus minutes that we played today, despite the scoreline. We did the same at Anfield. This is the crucial part. This is like, don't judge me on what I've done before, what was out of my control. Judge me on what I do when I'm settled in. And that's what Ruud van Nistelrooy basically asked the crowd and anyone involved with Leicester to do. These next, the 2025, sorry, I went back in time. 2025, that new year period and the start of February, once he's got a few players in and out the door, whatever, is where you need to be judging him on just how good he's going to be for us. Because if this is the preview, Chris, I can't wait for the full release of the movie, if you will. You know what I mean? If this is like the teaser trailer, these last 2 games, I'm looking forward to what's ahead. And I'm not, because playing Liverpool and Man City, if we got spanked 5-0 at Anfield, then lost 3-0 today and played dreadful, just like we did against Newcastle and Wolves, we'd be looking at Palace, Spurs, and Fulham and Villa and whoever's up in their next 4 games going, oh, fuck me, where are we going to get a point from? But now, Chris, I'm honestly sat here, especially after today's game, going, yeah, you know what, we'll fly up that table if we play like this all season, going in the second half of the season. We'll be like a Wolves. We'll have that surge up the table, Annoyingly, they got the point today. I mean, Chris didn't get a point, so I'm happier. But I mean, typical Tottenham.
I'm just looking at those matches that are finished. Neither of us got the point for today's game. We both got a point for Palace Southampton, and I actually got a point for Forest Everton.
Yeah, I stupidly went for a draw because I thought they'd be turning a corner, Everton. How silly of me. I was looking great guns, Chris. I had 3-1 Palace. I needed a goal there. I had 2-1 Tottenham. I was 3 points there. I had Fulham 3-1. I was needing a goal there. And they all had goals in them, Chris. The wrong
Fulham Bournemouth, if only I'd gone for a Desmond.
I know, right? You'd have been chiming 2-2s out your rear today if you'd have gone 2-2, Chris. But
Brentford. I know. Come on, Wolves, you can get a goal. 2 things though. Sorry, Wayne. 2 points. I mean, it could have been so different. In the first half, just about 40 minutes towards the end, I think it was like a header City, and I think the final header went off the post. Couple of inches to the other side, that could have gone in. And then in the second half, I think it was around the 60th minute, how that ball did not go in. It ended up with Justin backheeling it. Otherwise, that was nearly a goal. It could have been so different.
It could. I mean, that one where sort of Vardy, what was that? I can't remember. I'm getting mixed up with my notes. Yeah, so that Justin, he sort of he tried, rather than wrap his left foot round it, he tried to back it with his right foot, didn't he? And they're just the sort of decisions you make in the box, split second, that can make a difference between. Because how far Justin was away from the goal, pretty much as long as it's in any sort of gap, it's going in. And when not, I've got to be honest with you, he generated a lot of power. When he went up for that header, I thought, oh, it's going to go nowhere. And he just really punched it forward with his head and just a couple of inches. So we had so many almost. And I was like you in the first half with Vardy. He was the only thing frustrating me with Vardy is he was getting caught offside a lot. Yeah. And the thing is that Man City were pushing up that high that all strikers know you don't need to literally be on the last man. You can start off and time your run. So it's like he's not choosing the timings. But Leicester made a load of runs behind the back line, and with El Canoes, what's encouraging is they're starting to look for those. And I think there's loads of goals to come, actually.
But just on that point, Brad, I got so frustrated with every time we went forward, there was nobody in the box to pass to. And more than half the time we went forward, it ended up with a back pass. And yes, I know, okay, we're not losing the ball. As long as we've got the ball, they're not going to score. But we had so many chances where the break was on, and we were hitting them on the break brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. But then we'd waste it because there'd be nobody supporting the guy that had broken, and we'd end up almost passing it back to Salarcic. That was driving me mad.
Yeah, and I had different commentators to you because I couldn't watch it on Sky, but they were saying the same. They were saying Leicester just missed a trick every so often and a couple of attacks. And okay, the second half it was probably a bit more necessary because Man City were a bit more organised and weren't getting caught out so much in the middle. But definitely in that first half, Chris, there was some missed potential opportunities, I will say, to have created a chance or two that I think maybe comes from a little bit of lack of confidence, because obviously as nice as and as well as we've played the last two games, the build-up of defeats is still going to make you think, oh, but if I risk it here, we'll lose the ball, we're going to get moaned at, and then by the fans, and then they're going to be on a counter. If I go back, we can try and work it around them, and sometimes that works. We've still got a chance off, but yeah, especially that first half when we really had the ascendancy and had Man City backpedaling, we should have maybe taken that risk because we had the chances. I know you're probably going to pinpoint this point next, Chris. So apologies if I'm getting ahead of the game. But there was also some frustrating moments when we actually did get in the box. Buonanotte, who fell to the floor, why wasn't he hitting that first time? Them little moments happened as well when we did actually get the ball to them, and they didn't quite have the confidence or the assurance in themselves to take that shot on at the first time. That's something that Rude will maybe want to look at over the week. I mean, not me, Chris. We've actually got 6 days between this game and the next one.
Yeah, I know. Put my feet up. One thing that I was impressed with, and I've not seen this before, and it would have only have happened this season because one of the players wasn't with us last season. But Wayne, Christensen and Mavididi, that was a nice little partnership that was developing down that left-hand side.
Yeah, they look really good together, passing. And obviously, Rude must have been his coaching Mavididi, hopefully, bringing him on and saying, look, in this situation, you need to run past or cut the ball back. And there's definitely a connection there growing because a lot of fans have seen that there is a strong possibility there to have strength and solidity. And yeah, I just think all over the pitch, when Man City were sent out to pressers, we kept the ball really well. And sometimes Man City were pushing right high up, sort of pressing in groups of 4, 5 and 6. And in tight spots, we kept the ball and came out with the ball. And that is so impressive, that quality on the ball. And it's so much, but even when you lose, like you say, you can lose 2 games, but you can have so many positives out of it. And Christensen does look solid, and Mavididi looked more on it, and he looked to be making better decisions when he was on the ball.
Right, very, very quickly, I'll ask you both this. It's probably a one-word answer. Armchair jockey might be just having his big wooden spoon out. Will Ward be offered a new contract? One word, Brad. Yes, no. Why have you just made me think I want to get one of those bobbleheads for my car?
I can't say one word without having it be an expletive, so I'm just gonna just.
No. I'll take your head shake, Wayne.
Ask Delboy and Rodney.
Or as we now know them, Brad 1 and Brad 2. Wayne, the answer's no, isn't it? Yeah. It is. And finally, we will end with this one and say thank you to Wayne. Tony has asked, how many points do we need in the second half of the season to stay up? And do you think we'll now get them? We've got 14 at the halfway stage, and we are exactly halfway now. 28, would that be enough if we match that? What are your thoughts, Wayne?
No, obviously we've not got enough points to guarantee staying up. What will that be? 35, 36 maybe. But with all the turmoil, changing the managers, we're on a great trajectory, and I'm confident we'll get the points.
Brad?
Look, 28 won't keep you up, but 34, 36 just might. I mean, even under bloody Mick Bustin, we managed to beat Southampton away and get a draw at Ipswich away. I think you turn them, I think you do the double over Southampton. I think you get another 2 points from Ipswich. I think you can go to Goodison Park and beat Everton. I think you can play Crystal Palace at home and beat them. I think there's a lot more viable chances that we get points. So we need to get 28. You need that'd be 14. I think you need 28, 20, 22, 24 points.
Nottingham Forest stayed up last season with 32. Luton Town, 28 would have kept us up last season, actually. But with performances like that, I think there's teams that we've lost to or drawn to in the first half of the season, like the Evertons, that we would do. We will do better against, as I say, with the few additions as well. And can I just say, look, and I know everybody's going to give me shit for this, but second in the table at the moment. All right, they've played a game extra. Second in the table, Nottingham Forest. I've got to say, all rivalry aside, fair play to them. I know it's Forest, but it's not Man City, it's not Arsenal, it's not Chelsea. They got games in hand, but Forest 6 points clear of Manchester City. Wayne, mate, thank you so very, very much for joining us. Have a absolutely fantastic New Year.
Will do, mate, and Happy New Year to you both anyway, and Happy Christmas. Take care.
Do. And if I could have remembered it, I would have said what your elf name was, but I can't remember it.
I'm glad you forgot it, Chris.
I have it. If you want to wait, I have it here.
No, you're right, Chris. No. Take care.
All the best, mate. I'll see you in the new year. Thanks for everything. Have a happy new year, mate.
See you later, Wayne. Cheers,
Wayne. Right, let us come here and let us take that out the way. Right, okay. Right, this is going to get interesting because it was actually, like you say, a good performance for me. Gray has gone El Canoes 9 and Sumari 8. He doesn't think the rest of the team were there. But let's go through this. As we know, checking in with your favourite journalist, Jordan Blackwell. Let's start with Jakob. Now, he has got a 5 off Jordan. He made a strong save to deny at Haaland early on, but feel he should have done better for the opening goal. He had to push Foden's shot out further or even out for a corner. He was fine in the second half. I think we're going to have a lot of disagreements here, you, me and Jordan,
Where does Jordan Blackwell live? Search. Sorry, Chris, I'm just letting something load in the background. I'm not murderous rage at all, but how can you give the goalkeeper a 5 after he's basically put, the team have put in a performance, Chris, which has warranted Pep Guardiola going, who let Phil Foden on because he's done nothing? Haaland was silent until his goal.
Yeah.
He did nothing. De Bruyne, who? Because the team, didn't give them a sniff. If you'd have told me, Chris, we've joked and tongue in cheek this some at some points during the season about our players, but if you'd have told me, Kevin De Bruyne's still on the pitch, I'd have gone, was he really? Because he didn't do much. He really didn't, Chris. And people might say a bit blue tinted, but no. I've just been informed by a reliable source, a very good acquaintance of mine, a friend, an interest of romantic varieties, if you will, if you want to get all the juicy details. Then even Pepper's come out in his post-match and said that we actually played better than them. So take your 5, Jordan, shove it up where the poop comes out, right? Because he gets a 7. Yes, he could have maybe done a little bit better with the first one, but he put it in the area where we wanted him to. At least he didn't push it out or do a Danny Ward and try and throw it in his own net like he did against Wolves. I got to give him a 7, Chris.
Yeah. Full enough, that's what I've written down as well. Fair play. You see, if Sir Alex Ferguson is watching, can I just say that is class? That wasn't Pep coming out and saying, do you know what, we had the wrong colour shirts on. That was him actually coming out and saying the opposition were actually better. You should have tried that occasionally, Alex. You might have got a little bit more respect while you were at the club. James Justin got forward well, especially in the first half. Energy causing problems, but in possession, his final ball was poor, and there were moments at the back where he put his teammates in trouble. You got another 5 off Jordan.
Justin is always going to be the Achilles heel because he's out of position. So I think he made some overlapping runs. His crossing was poor today, and he did sometimes cost us a build-up. But I don't think he was bad. I'm going to give him a 6, Chris.
Give him a 6. I could say that for the first half, when I was watching it, and don't forget, I'm like all fans, I'm reacting to exactly what I see on the screen. And I looked at it and thought, where the fuck is Justin? But he was having to cover somebody in the middle. So that wasn't really his fault. The question is not where was Justin, it's where were his teammates backing him up.
Yeah, which is what cost us that goal on that side, not being able to mark, because he wasn't out of position. If you watch it back, he has to mark Kovacic. He has to mark him, otherwise he's free in the middle of the goal and he gets one-on-one with Stolarczyk anyway. Somebody else needs to be covering Justin or be back enough to tell Justin, I've got him covered, mate. You get out to Silvino on the wing.
I give him a 7 again because I thought it was one of his better games. I don't like him on the right, as you know, but for me, it was one of his better games. Connor Cody, he's a player who goes under the radar, which is not all bad for a centre-back. It means he's solid in every aspect of the game, and he moved the ball well around the pitch, particularly to the right flank. Maybe he could have been closer to Haaland for his second goal. He got a 7.
So Cody could have been better for the second goal. Stolarczyk could have been better for the first goal, but Stolarczyk gets a 5 and Cody gets a 7. Jason, go to an AA meeting, mate, because whatever you're drinking, whatever you're smoking to give these ratings don't make sense. Do not make sense. I was impressed with Cody. I was starting to lose patience with him a little bit. I was starting to tongue-in-cheek say that he was more talk sport than he was Leicester because of the amount of times he was seen on that. But we always say this about any player, Chris. You give them a chance, and if they do well, you keep them in the team. We've seen that a lot over the last couple of seasons, not just this season. Vestergaard being a noted one in that you give them a run, they play well. And he was solid today, solid at the back. for how smug the guy was for scoring his first goal in about 400 games, he was very much silent of the lambs for him with Cody all game. He was brilliant. Played a part in a very good attack for Leicester as well. Could have got us a goal back into the mix. I think at 1-0. But so solid. And again, strangely, Chris, we've conceded 5 goals in these last 2 games, and the defence has been very solid. I've got to give him a 7.
7. So you've agreed with Jordan on this one. I haven't agreed with you at all.
Oh. So much shock that he's frozen, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if he's frozen your end. I'm just saying off my perspective.
That was me then. That was me.
He's back. I'm out of space.
TalkSport approach the club and say, can you let us have anybody to talk to? And they will put players forward. And the fact that he probably wasn't playing was probably the reason why he was on so much.
Oh, yeah.
I've given him an 8, to be honest with you, because I think it adds that what's the word I'm looking for? Leadership to the back. Whenever you see him, he's always pointing and talking and what have you. So fair play. So I've given him an 8. Vestergaard.
Always
good. Reminiscent of that season at times and the way he pinged balls through the lines to forward players. At the back, there were a few times where Haaland was far too quick for him, making the Dane appear statuesque. No shit, Sherlock. We know what he's like. He got a 7 off Jordan.
I think he was good, Chris. Showed his muscle when he needed to. Was always an outlet. Was probably used as an outlet more than we liked to in that first half, i.e. recycling the ball back to him or Cody. But again, Chris, I joke, but we maybe should have put a vote up to call ourselves Redemption LCFC, because it's another player who we thought, even though he got back in the team in the Championship, the Premier League would be too much for him and we wouldn't see him. But again, it was really good, really solid. And again, you're talking superstars, Chris. You're not talking good players or quality players. You're talking superstars. Didn't know they were on the pitch because he wouldn't let them have the ball in the dangerous areas where they get the most mention. Yeah. I usually go like for like, don't I, with my centre-back pairings.
You do.
But I saw a lot more of Vestergaard than I did Cody, and he fills me with reassurance. God. And to think, you remember when I cursed him out for not taking the loan move to Fulham?
Oh, I do. I may have to dig that out and trim that bit for
yeah. But no, I'm going to give him an 8, Chris, because I think he had more come down his channel of that middle pairing than Cody did, which is no bad thing. But he mopped up so much and allowed players to get back because he is that. And correct me here, anchor, not with a W in front of it.
I know what you mean. But look, for me, I think it was Enzo that said about, I don't know if it was particularly about Vestergaard. It was about a player, and he said, look, I know what his faults are, but I also know what he brings to the table. Or not those words, but you know what I mean. So, and we all know with Vestergaard, he has got the speed of a electric car that's run out of power. We know that, but he's reliable. He somehow just, again, exudes confidence. He just puts his foot in the way and stops the ball going through. Yes, he makes mistakes.
Don't you? If you're a midfielder and you lose that ball high up the pitch, you feel assured that Vestergaard is going to be like a slow-moving locomotive to get the ball and get you back.
So, we know that, but one of those who will disappear if we get a new centre-back, I'm sure. But somebody much, much cleverer than me once said that whatever you give one centre-back, you have to give the other centre-back. And for about the last 5 games, he's never done that. But I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Christensen gets a 7 off Jordan. A strong showing from the left back. He had options on the ball and used them well, finding teammates' feet every time. But sometimes let De Bruyne in around the back while McAtee had him beat too easily for the second Man City goal. What are you going to give him?
I think that's a bit harsh, first of all. I think the McAtee breakaway, you do that again another 9 times and he gets a nick on the ball and it goes out for a throw-in. He was beaten in terms of pace. But I thought it was good, Chris. It was one of the better games he's had linking up with Mavididi. I think he still doesn't always get the ball when he moves into them gaps when he probably should have to get in behind the ball. I'd like to see him cross the ball or drive into the box a bit more when he's got it down at that byline, which he did actually a little bit more later on in the second half when we were throwing everything at them.
Yeah.
I was impressed. I'm going to give him a 7.
He would have got a 7 from me. I just wish he'd go forward more.
Yeah. I think that's going to start happening, though, Chris, with the way they're played today.
Well, then I will give him better marks when he starts doing that. It's just, even when he's got options forward, I feel sometimes, and I said this during obviously the full review, I felt sometimes that we went forward and then just said, oh, hang on, let's pass it back. And we had a lot of chances, and that's maybe why, if we got the ball into the box more, something might fall for us. I'm giving him a 6 because he's only got 2 gears, one's forward and one's back, and he tends to use the latter more often than the former. So I'm sorry he gets a 6 from me. Harry Winks.
Kind of went a bit unnoticed with the 2 Mavericks either side of him that we're going to get on to next. They really stole the show from him. But again, his assuredness, his ability to pop up where he's needed in space and to kind of be that last line before the defence, if you will, in the midfield. Again, oozes confidence, oozes reassurance. The players feel relaxed when he's on the pitch. And I'm liking this little trio that seems to be starting. So much so that the likes of Skip, Wilfred and Didi, your love child, obviously, and Kate's favourite player in the world, aren't getting back into this midfield right now. They're really not. I wanted to see. I
think he's injured. In fairness, I think they'd have to bring him on a wheelchair. But Skip, I take the point.
Yeah. Look, you're going to struggle to break up that trio right now. The way they're working and gelling together. Having said that, when we was going for it, I know he scores once in a blue moon. I'd like to see Winks wind a few more up. Have a couple of shots when he's in that space and be a bit more forward thinking. I know it's probably a little bit, don't do it so much because it's Man City, today, but I'm going to give him a 6, Chris, because of how maybe how unnoticed he went because of how the other 2 in his midfield partnership went. But yeah,
I'm giving him a 7, but I'm giving him a 7-star. Because I know we can't.
Oh, there we go.
Because I thought he did all right. He's got a 7. I'm going to say off Jordan, and like you said, he was calm under pressure. I never felt. I've never seen a Manchester City team with less teeth than that one today. Winks had the time, or the whole midfield had the time to basically do almost what they wanted, especially in that second half. So I thought he had a good game. So I've given him 7. Now, interesting. I think I know where you may go with this one. Boubakary Samare. He lost possession a couple of times early on and gave away plenty of free kicks throughout. However, once you go into the game, he was really good, attacking into dangerous areas, barreling through challenges, and serving good balls to the attackers. He got a 7, which seems to be Jordan's favourite number today.
I honestly thought he was... I thought he was brilliant. I honestly thought he was brilliant. And you need someone who's going to rough them up and take a foul, take one for the team and risk a booking. You know, he's got the ability about him, Chris, to get a yellow card, whether it's the 70th minute or the 7th minute, and not do a foul that leads to a second yellow later on in the game. We've seen it throughout. I thought he was great. That link-up play, kind of, that got Leicester on the front foot for pretty much all their chances. Great passes today he made. Nice to see him in and around the edge of that box just in case it sprang out to him. Although I'm fairly certain he's got the same shooting capabilities as N'Golo Kante did. But still, nonetheless, he's as long as he's there and thereabouts to either lay it back out for another cross into the box or go himself, I'm all for him being there. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was very, very good. And like I said, Chris, barring a suspension, which I think he's already served for us, good luck to Skip and indeed when he's fit, getting him out of the team right now.
It's like having a new signing, isn't it?
It is. It's almost like if you play a guy consistently enough, Chris, and give him a good chance in the team, he shows you why you paid 20+ million for him.
Who knew?
Who knew? Who knew, Chris? Who knew? So some things are so simple.
They are exactly. And I think sometimes, look, occasionally you get a player that's brought in from another country, and it's like putting on an old pair of slippers. I'm talking about your love child, Fofana. You know, I mean, he literally hit it he hit the ground running, didn't he? Let's be honest, you know. And whatever we say about him, he was good really from the get-go. But some players, it does take longer to fit in, and we expect this straight away. Players to come on and play like they've played with us, the teammates, for sort of years. But I have got to say, I think he was so close to being my man of the match. Gave away a couple of fouls. I don't care, because at least he's putting his weight. He's letting the opposition players know, I'm here. You want to get?
I would say as well, Chris. Did he give away a couple of fouls, or did he stop Man City breaking forward in numbers?
That was going to be my point exactly. We have shouted out for absolutely ages, haven't we, about wanting a midfielder that I'm not saying he's a Roy Keane or anybody like that, but somebody that would put the boot in. And I mean, Hamza, bless him, he does that, but he's not exactly the biggest guy. But wait, but you don't want to meet him down a dark alley on a Saturday night, do you? That's all I'll say. So great, fantastic, long may it continue. Very, very close to being my man of the match. He gets an 8. Bonete, and he hasn't given anything to substitutes here. So Bonete, he's given a 7 to. Hit the post. Gave him a 7.
Yeah, he sparkled a lot more than he has in recent performances. Maybe that time on the bench and having a word with Rude, having a word with him has maybe helped him a little bit. Still, I want to say he went missing, but sometimes we played through him, not to him, which has probably benefited him, because we have said in the past that sometimes he gets the ball to him so early that he feels the need to take on 7 players and then 2 more, and then gives it away at player 8 or 9. Whereas today, when he had the ball, he was kind of pinging the ball around more. His performance matured today, but he's probably needed that wow factor taken out of him to not cost the team as much. I'm going to give him a 7 as well.
I hate myself because I sometimes wish we could give halves, but
yeah. It's your show, Chris. You can give half if you want.
Well, no, because that's just going to open up I'm afraid I'm going to give him a 6, and that's not a bad. Well, it isn't. Obviously, 6 isn't as good as a 7, obviously, but and of course, you could say 6 is a very scared number because 7, 8, 9. Thank you. That was in one of my Christmas crackers. I got I did actually ask everybody when they pulled the crackers. I did actually ask them if they'd saved all the jokes for me.
You're the reason crackers are still in business, mate.
I don't know. It's decision making sometimes. Maybe we expect too much of him, so I'm going to give him I'm going to give him a 6-star because he wasn't probably deserving of a 6.
That's how I went to halves, guys, but he'll put stars next to the name.
Yes, as you just said, my channel. Now, I mean, like with Christensen, it was a 6 bordering on a 7. Same with Brunette. Now, interestingly, Bilal, the magical Moroccan. What a talent! His passing was crisp, his close control was superb, and he was supremely confident in everything he did. A creative live wire and the man who got City ticking. Play like this consistently and he will be a superstar. And he got an 8.
Bloody hell, Jordan Blackwell must have sobered up when he started giving the ratings higher up, because he's spot on, Chris. I mean, there was a moment of absolute phenomenal football porn worthy material, Chris, where he got the ball, he trapped it between his seats, he had 2 Man City players either side of him, he skinned them like they weren't even there, and then put an inch perfect ball out wide to Justin, I think it was, or Mavadini, one of the two. And I was just sat there going, oh, that's sexy football that he's just done there. Chris, we used to say this about a certain Steve Walsh. He was here, he was there, he was everywhere. El Canoes, perfect 10, mate.
10.
I don't think he put a foot wrong in that performance. He was defensively sound. He was everything going forward went through him. The only thing that was probably missing that I'm not going to mark him down for was a goal, mate. And he can't do everything himself. He was phenomenal. A far cry from the player that first started playing for us, Chris.
Yeah. But again, give them time, like we said.
Who knew, Chris? Who knew?
Who knew? Players take different times. Samari's taken a few seasons. Canoes has taken maybe half a season. Fafana took a couple of weeks, but different players, etc. Your man of the match, my man of the match. I haven't quite gone as high as you. I've gone for 9. He was literally, like you say, everywhere. I couldn't keep up with him. 1 minute he's on the left, then he's over on the right, then he's back in the middle, and he, if only Buenete, when he was at his peak, and El Canoes could both peak together. Wow.
Yeah.
What a midfield, if you like, we would have then.
Yeah.
And
it's almost as if as well, Chris, it feels like the way he played today, it's almost as if Rude said, how do we get the best out of you, mate? And he went, let me run. And he went, okay, then have a free roam.
Yeah.
Because like you said, Chris, he was everywhere.
Yeah. And I know this probably will never, ever happen. It's almost like I want to play 4 across the midfield and go, because if we go 4-4-2 and have them 2 in the middle and then 2 wingers either side, because I just think them 2 would just absolutely, if they could both peak at the same time, which they don't seem to be doing. Mavadidi threatened on the ball regularly in his running at Lewis and Man City defenders. The final ball wasn't always there, but he delivered the perfect cross for Vardy's big chance. Got a 7.
He was good, Chris. He was one of my top 3 contenders for man of the match. Very good, very creative. Wasn't afraid to charge into the box, cut in from the byline, get crosses in. Had a couple of shots as well, which was nice to see. I feel like he'd been restricted in that under the previous regime. It could be a turning point in his season here at Leicester in the Premier League. I'm going to give him an 8, Chris.
Can't argue with any of that, mate. Can't argue with any of that. And I'm going to give him an 8 as well. So I just think one of his better games. And look, everything didn't come off for him, but at least he was trying. And if you don't try, it's never gonna happen. Vardy. He was alert and looked ready to pounce, but he was sometimes too eager, getting caught offside too many times. Should have done better with his second half chance. He may think so, and he got a 6.
Yeah, it's weird because Jamie Vardy did Jamie Vardy things, but just a little bit too quick or not quite crisp enough. You know, that chance wasn't quite connected the way Jamie Vardy would have. You know, the runs weren't quite timed to Jamie Vardy of old. And I know we're always referring to that because it is incredible. The bloke's 37 next month and he's still doing it at the top level. And he clearly has enough about him to do it. But is this now... I feel like we've been saying this since he started playing for Leicester, weirdly enough. But is this now maybe the final curtain, if you will? Do we go out in January if we can't bring back Tom Cannon? And do we buy a 22, 23-year-old striker that's been playing for a few seasons and move him out? Because I feel like there's only me... How many chances do you think we missed today, Chris, which we need to be taking at this level that fell to Vardy?
3 or 4, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I know that was a whipped-in cross by Hamza at the end, but I feel like Tom Cannon running onto that gets a toe on it and steers it in.
Yeah.
I feel like Jamie Vardy 2 years ago gets a toe on that, steaming in, gets a goal. You know, I even feel like Iheanacho would have got a toe on it and hit the corner flag, but he would have got on the end of it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Chris? I feel like maybe January has to be that passing of the torch. I'm going to give him a 5 because how many times, Chris, have we sat here and gone, Vardy didn't get the service, he didn't get the ball. If Vardy gets it, he scores. Well, where are you now, Vardy? Bandwagon, whatever you want to call yourself, because I love him. He will always be a club legend, no doubt about it. He deserves to get the goal to enter the top 10 scorers in the Premier League. But Vardy had the chances today. Vardy had the ball today. How many goals?
Yes.
I've got to give him a 5, Chris, and I feel like the Jordan Blackwell of the universe in this one because I think he finally had them chances that people screamed for him to get and say he'd take them. Nil point is what he gave.
Look, he's not going to be as fast as he was still fast. He chased Goalkeeper down unbelievably. But he's obviously, he's 38 now. He's going to literally be slowing down. It's natural. What annoyed me about his performance was how many times he's getting caught offside.
Yeah, which... Jamie Vardy getting caught offside 3 or 4 years ago was probably a delayed pass, was probably a little bit too eager. Now it feels like he's just struggling to find that balance of when my legs give in and getting back up to that speed to beat them to the ball, and he's not quite getting the timing right. So, yeah.
I've gone 6. So a little bit more generous than you, but like we've always said, 5, 6, 6, 7, do you know what I mean? So I have given him a 6. He has actually now done the subs. Are you going to, if you have a look at the subs, Chowdhury came on at 70. After that, Akoli and Daka at 85, Alvis at 9. I think the only one I would be voting putting scores against is Chowdhury.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll give NAs to the rest of them because they didn't have a lot enough to do anything. But, Chowdhury impressed me. Came on in that inverted wing-back role, played well, created a few chances despite the game seemingly dead. And, well, it wasn't completely dead when he came on 70 minutes. But tried to give us more options because we were becoming a bit too dependent on that left-hand side. I'm going to make this argument now, Chris, against Aston Villa on Saturday, Chowdhury plays on the right back role. I would play him. I would give him a 7 with a star. The reason being, Chris, when did JJ do what Hamza was able to do in 20 minutes?
I know where you're coming from, and I wouldn't disagree with you.
Yeah, go on.
And I've got to say, I've gone 7 as well. So, look, I'm not going to sort of disagree. The one thing I would disagree about, not sure about him starting at right back. I have a lot of nightmares about when he did that before for us. But, look, he's a squad player. I don't think he would get into a Championship League One team and be a regular starter 90% of the games if he was fit. But to me, I like him. I think he offers us something, especially a lot of, let's say if Samari's suspended or injured, he can come in and just put the foot in and let people know that he's there. I'm not 100% sure he's a starter, but look, there we go. But he gets a 7. I'm not quite gone for the star. But there we go. I haven't had the details in from Alan, so I'm not sure whether he went or what have you, but I will put up on the Facebook and Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram the ratings that he gives a bit later on when they come in. Brad, thank you very much, young man.
Yeah, you're welcome, Chris. Just out of curiosity, Chris, you probably have the league table up or thereabouts, do you?
Yes, I can.
Have West Ham completely cleared themselves from us yet?
West Ham are on 23.
Okay.
So we're on 14, so they're 9 points clear. They look to have turned the corner.
Doesn't matter though, because I was going to say, well, they are currently losing to Liverpool, but I thought they was on like 18 points. But no, it seems like all the mardiness and the fans of West Ham wanting their manager out has suddenly gone away if they're that clear of us. Oh well.
Yeah, I know they have had a few points, but yeah, they're on 23 at the moment. They're losing to Arsenal, are they?
No, they're losing to Liverpool 1-0.
To Liverpool, sorry. And what did I have them down to do? We agreed on this one. We both went 3-0 Liverpool.
Oh, typical. I'm going to tip exit out. I'm going to edit yours out. I'm going to change it.
Just remember, don't tip exit on the screen. That won't work, mate.
Oh, does it not? Okay.
No, but it just looked like you've done something else on the screen if anybody walks in. Brad? That's my mind. Oh dear. I'm sorry. Oh dear. Right, Brad. Thank you very much. I'll let you go and play with your team.
I tell you what, Chris. Leicester have posted something up about the result before you kick me off. El Canus has done an interview after the game. I'm going to watch it once you kick me out. But they always quote something from the interview that the player says. And he said, "This is the face we need to show every week." I like that. This is the Leicester basically we need to be showing every week. I like that, Chris. But yeah, thanks for having me on.
When you said, sorry, just to clear that up there, you said face, FACE.
Yeah, not show wild face. Not the other one, yeah.
I did wonder for a minute. I thought, what the bloody hell, But next time we speak, the window will probably be open.
Yeah. It'd be. We maybe could, Chris, if we get an opportunity beforehand. If not, I can't imagine, apart from packing Edward's suitcase for him and sending him on his way, Leicester will have any deals done early. You never know. We might have something background. Maybe do a transfer show where we need. I don't know if you've already done one or if we bucketed it off because of the Christmas period.
I did one, but it was a while ago, so we can certainly look at that. Let me have a look and see. I'm trying to do less this coming year, to be honest with you. So
good, mate. Good. You deserve to give yourself a break. So
cheers, buddy. But let me have a look. But no, thank you very, very much indeed. And have a happy new year, sir.
And you and to everybody who's joined in, followed along with us and shown support channel. You all have a brilliant end to 2024, and let's hope Rude's army can surge on from this confidence performance despite result.
Sorry, I'm just wiping the Tipex off.
Oh yeah. Oh damn it. Shame.
All the best, mate. Take care. Thanks very much. Thanks for everything.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Cheers.
Up to Daisy. Thanks very much to Brad there. That's it. 2024 has been and gone and may never be back again. Well, it won't be back again, let's be honest with you. But look, I've got to say, if you haven't seen it yet, do get over onto the bbc.com website /LCFC and go. You'll have to go down a little bit now, but my best moment from 2024, I actually gave I like to be a little bit different, and I gave a top 3. See if you agree with me. We mentioned it earlier. Can you remember? Guys, thank you so much. Look, next season, or next year, I should say, next year, maybe not as many shows. I was doing 7-8 shows a week. It was ridiculous. I do need to try and get my life back for my mental state of well-being. But we will obviously be back with as many shows. The main shows will be back. That goes without saying. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year. And I will see you on the other side, guys. Take care, and don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. See you now.
Thank you for watching. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's all, folks.